All right, guys, we're back. Episode 181. I'm here with my amazing co-host Caden. Caden, how you doing, brother?
Good. How you doing?
Can't complain. It's sad that we have a void here. We have Brando missing, but obviously he's saving lives once again. That he's at the point where he's so requested. He is the main reason why people are even being saved. So, Brando,
Busy man.
we miss you, and we're blessed every time you get to be on here, Brando. We miss you a ton. But
My guy.
yep, you know what? You heard a very fantastic voice right there. But before I get into it, I got to get into our show sponsors real quick. The reason why we're on the air, the people supporting us all the way down to the core. Welch Clothing, Scott Stewart and Corey Callahan over there. Thank you to those guys. Use code FTS for 10% off. Get yourself some dope. I like this one. I call this one the Patrick Cone, Looks like that episode of SpongeBob where he's like doing the fry cook Olympics and he's like half dipped chocolate cone or strawberry cone, in chocolate. That's what I think of it. But make sure you use code FTS, 10% off. Thank you to the Welch family. Corey and Scott over there. Thank you guys. Then we got Hormesis Paintball. Thank you to Alex Frazier and Oliver for sponsoring this podcast. Both DIDITHURT and Caden have fantastic looking Hormesis on. Once I'm done with this ad read, I'm definitely gonna ask Paul about his. And then last but not least, if you guys are in the Northern California area and you guys are looking for a baller place to be, Capital Edge Paintball Park. I know there's a ton of divisional teams that are looking for people. They're hosting tryouts. The City of Trees is doing tryouts. I don't know if Incursion's doing tryouts, but I know there's teams like Grass Fed. Sometimes the excessive guys come up, right? It is a great atmosphere up there at Capital Edge Paintball Park, right? So tell them FTS sent you. If you go and you register, make sure you sign a waiver, right? Waivers are important. Nobody wants to be sued. But boom, I'm almost out of breath. Thank God. Feels good. Feels good to be back.
Take wonder.
Yep. But without further ado, let me bring in our fantastic guest. Me and him go very, very far back. I'm actually really excited to reminisce into some of the memories that we had and how he inspires me for sure. But without further ado, we got Did It Hurt Paul Binion. What's up, brother? How you doing, dude?
Let's go. I'm blessed, man. I thank you so much for finally getting me on, man. I've been wanting to be on this show for a long time to share my story, man. And I've always been fond of you guys. You guys are part of my career. Like, you guys are part of my growth. So I really wanted to come on here and share my story with you guys. This is awesome. This is beyond awesome.
Dude, it's great to have you because I remember I was talking with you on I went on your podcast not too long ago, and I was like, oh man, Paul he turned me down. I shot my shot to get him on the pod, but just obviously things weren't lining up. Sometimes we all got work. We're all men. Sometimes the stars don't align, and that's okay. But one thing that everybody needs to know before I even get into these stories, Paul was actually the first podcast I was ever on, and this is so trippy because I would without a doubt give you your flowers, and one of the reasons why the From the Sidelines podcast is even a thing, because I don't know if you remember, I think it was your very first podcast episode. You had me and Ryan Mafia on. We had two separate interviews, and just how crazy is that? Because I didn't know he was on and he didn't know I was on. So we were both like the next day at the field, we're like, oh shit, you went on Paul's podcast? I was on Paul's podcast. And then it was just a great thing to where we're like, I think subconsciously that could have planted the seed, bro. Seriously. So thank you for that, bro.
I'm humble.
It's crazy to think about, dude. But how are you, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm settling down a little bit this season because my wife needs my help, because we got family issues that we need to resolve. With our dad's health and stuff like that. So I got to sit out the whole CEPL season. And I'm going to be stepping back on the field sometime in June to prepare for World Cup, because World Cup will be the only time I'm going to play. I may do a CEPL event, maybe one of the last two, because I got to get my bearings back. So I may be, if somebody need a player, I'll reach out and see if anyone needs a player. If not, then I'll just continue to do drills or whatever to be ready for World Cup. Other than that, I've been great, man. I'm just sitting here on vacation, man, and I don't go back to work until February 1st.
That's awesome. I remember when you told me on your podcast, I was like, what, February? Because when did we record? I feel like we recorded back in before Christmas, and you were like, oh, I'm off until February. I'm like, bro, that sounds awesome,
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Dude, so one question I wanted to ask you, who is Did It Hurt Paul? Who are tell if nobody who's familiar or acquainted with you, tell us who you are, what do you stand for, who are you?
So what I do, what first of all, I'm one of the most humble people anybody can ever meet. One of the coolest guys that anybody can ever meet.
Okay.
And one of the things that I am really very known for is that I'm always helping out other players. Whatever knowledge is given to me from other players like such yourselves
Mm-hmm.
and pro players, whatever, I'm always trying to grow the sport by helping out with new beginners. I don't really I do mess with the D5s and D4s, but I mostly focus on the very beginners because I want them to see what the sport really is. I'm known for giving out gear. I just posted on my Instagram this morning. If there's any uh, kids that wants to play the Tampa Bay event, you know, if you need gear, all you got to do is reach out to me. I'll make sure I get it out to you this week. So that's who I am. I'm one of the coolest dudes anybody can ever meet. Paintball has changed my life in such a way that I do a lot to give back more than I do more giving back than I do play, but I do play a lot, and that everybody knows I play a lot. But my efforts to grow the sport is very humongous. And to be goaded by Marcelo Marcad and Tyler Harmon, and you guys, that says a lot, and then every time I show up at World Cup, everybody knows who I am. So that's did it hurt right there.
Absolutely. When I see your posts like, hey, looking for gear to give out to the new players, I think that is absolutely awesome, because one of my favorite things to do is, like, say we're at the Capital Edge anniversary, right? And there's a person that obviously has never played before. They're wearing like a bounce vest, they're wearing a rental mask, using a rental. Dude, I will give them my gun and I'll trade with them. Just find them at the end of the game and get my gun back, right? Because you ain't taking my gun forever, right? But it's just awesome when you see a person who's never played before, just when that ramp kicks in and they're like, whoa, like the power behind it. It's like when you drive for the first time, you like push on the gas a little bit, you're like, whoa, you feel the power behind the engine. So that's one thing that I noticed about you, Paul, is you give back to the community so much.
And that's the thing. We need to do more with growing the sport. Everything doesn't have to be at a cost.
I agree.
You see what I'm saying? So
100%.
That's why I get so much gear I'm always asking gear from pro players, semi-pro players, even divisional players, right? And when I get that gear, I clean it up. And then, I look out, like right now for the Tampa Bay event, I'm looking out for novice, however y'all pronounce it. I'm looking for them all the way up to D5 because most of the new players are from novice to D5. So I'm trying to look out for them more than anybody else because I want them to make sure they have the best to compete in one of the biggest stages in the world.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
100%.
And you have no idea how, like, the parents, I had a kid at Extreme. His father had just passed. He came to play paintball to, get over his anxiety and stuff like that. I saw him out there with some of the most garbo gear, and I just came out of the woodworks and gave it to him. I gave him an HK Army pat. I gave him a HK Army, Marv's old mask. I gave him that HK Army pat. Gave him some tees, gave him some pants, everything. I even went out of my own pocket to get him some cleats. So, you know what I mean? And I don't know if he's still playing in Extreme because I haven't been there in a minute, but his mother was just so grateful for that. And every time I go to World Cup or any event that people know me and I'm introduced to the parents, they just be like, thank you so much for helping my son out. Because I know paintball could be expensive.
Absolutely.
And everything doesn't need a price. So that's why I just shell stuff out, man. I don't ask for anything in return because my blessing's gonna come in the end. I'm not hurting for money. And so that's why I just give out gear like that.
Wow. Sometimes for kids, it's hard. Like, I mean, my mom when I was young, she was very protective. When it came to, like, when I would play Xbox 360, my mom wouldn't want me to use my real name. That's why she wanted me to use a gamer tag. She thought like someone was gonna molest me through the TV. Or like when I would tell my mom, like, hey Ma, I want to go to a Huntington Beach tournament with a bunch of 40-year-olds. She's like, what the fuck? So it's that the beauty of paintball is kind of that, where it's like you never outgrow it. It's something that is always possibly in your back pocket. Sure, you can go and you can go off, do your own thing, right? Some people leave paintball and have a hiatus. Nobody ever quits. People will come back, and it's great to just know that no matter what happens, no matter how life is rough or good, paintball is always going to be here. Right.
And you could apply it to apply what the community does into your own personal life.
Oh, without a doubt.
A lot of people don't know that about paintball. The stuff that you do on the field, with the communication, etc. I give an example. Like there's two brothers that didn't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
I said they wasn't like blood brothers, but I'm just saying.
Oh, the brothers. Gotcha.
Yeah. They were just, they didn't like each other. But one thing they understood was when they got on that field, I don't care if I don't like you. We're gonna go and go get this gold. And when you apply that in your own life, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You become humble in real life, because I may not like you, but we got a job to do, brother. Let's get it done.
For sure. It's a flip that needs to be
saying?
switched. It's a flip that needs to be switched. And if you can't switch it, that just shows that you're kind of like uncoachable, right? And when you're and when you don't have the switch and you're uncoachable, dude, who is going to want to, not only in real life or not only paintball, but real life, who's going to want you around if someone's like trying to ever give you some constructive criticism and you just like shut it down, and you're just like, nah, I know better than you. I know better than whatever you say.
You remember that conversation we had? Like, how do you handle a disgruntled player?
Vaguely, I do.
All of this comes back to that.
Yeah, I do.
All of this comes back to that. Like, like this right here shows you what coaches deal with.
Absolutely.
See what I'm saying?
And I mean, dude, there was even like this past weekend where we had the one of our practices, dude. Me and my teammate Aaron, dude, we were yelling at each other. We were yelling at each other. But
I've been doing that for a long time.
Exactly, right. And it's funny.
We've been doing that every practice recently.
I forgot who said it. Oh, I think it was one of our new pickups, Graylin. He was kind of like, oh man, like I've never been around people are yelling at each other like that, but you guys were okay. Like right after, because we hugged it out right after, right? Once we walk off the field, we're like, bro, you're my brother. I love you. I'm only saying this because I want the absolute best out of you, and you want the absolute best out of me. That's why when the two, it's like anime, dude. When you make eye contact and the fucking lightning comes out and like counteracting each other with lightning, it's kind of like that,
Yeah.
And it's interesting because where he came from, he's like, oh, dude, like my old team, they would have fights, like they would get physical, and I'm like, bro, I would never punch my brother in the face, like ever. Like
it should never get to that
they
level.
would have to steal my girl or something, bro, you know what I'm saying, or kick my dog. And it's just a great dynamic to have when you can, if somebody's disgruntled, just kind of pull them aside and be like, hey man, like we're here for the same goal, right? Because if you're not kind of going out to win, obviously you can go out to have fun, but if you're not going out to win, the element of winning is the common ground between both of you. Not just paintball, but winning. And there's only one way to win is teamwork.
I don't mean to cut you off. I had a young man one day. We were practicing, and he was on the D5 team. And I noticed that he wanted to play Dub C, and that's cool. You want to play with a team on Dub C.
Yeah.
But mind you, we're getting ready to prepare for, CEPL.
Yeah.
But he decides to play with the Dub C team. And I'm like, bro, you leaving your team hanging. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
his attitude was like, I don't care. You know what I mean? He was more concerned about being with the upper echelon than with his brothers.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And when I walked up to him, I told him, like, bro, you leaving your brothers hanging. That ain't cool, bro. Just go on over there with him. And he looked at me. And he never came back.
Absolutely.
Never came back. He took offense to that. He never came back.
That happens all the time, right? Especially in the lower divisions when there's always like another option for sometimes people are like going from D5 to D4, right? For some people, that is a huge jump that for their career is like astronomical, which I get it. At some point I was at that stage where going from D5 to D4 was huge for me, right? When there's always something better, it's kind of hard because we've played semi-pro for a while where it's like I don't really want to play with anybody else. Like I've gotten so acquainted with my boys where it's like, do I really want to play with someone else? Like if Impact asked me, hey man, Hatch, like we want you to come on and play with these guys. If I'm being honest, I wouldn't take it.
I'm good.
I wouldn't take it. Like I love my brothers more than what money could give me for that.
And
title.
that's family.
What was that, kid?
You know what?
So it's better than the title.
For easily.
And that's if you read Marcelo Margot's book,
he has a book.
Paintball IQ. Yeah, he has a book. It is amazing.
No way.
It's amazing. He
Okay.
clearly said in the book that it takes a team 2 to 3 years to
I do remember
finally
that.
get it together,
Yeah.
right? Okay, that is what you guys have. You guys been together longer than 3 years.
Yeah.
I've been
What?
playing paintball for almost 8 years. I've known you guys that long. That's how long you guys been on DMG. That long.
Yeah. I have been on DMG for I think this will be my 8th year on DMG, which is
See,
actually
I told you.
it's crazy to think
Jeez.
about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just like I mean, Caden, you know a lot of details that happen behind the scenes, right? But it is just
Mhm.
so insane how much the whole program has changed through the
Yeah,
8 years that I've seen.
it
Yeah, I
sucks because
miss.
it's not as much as a camp as it was. Like
No, it's not.
it's a capital edge group now where it is grass fed or
Mm-hmm.
Trees or devious dogs or
trees
you
or
know
dogs. I
like those
think.
teams. I guess it's good that it's not all DMG. We're still a camp, but we just don't all go under the acronym of DMG.
Hmm.
But it's just kind
That's
of.
fair enough.
I mean, but the thing is, the hard part about it is the reason why that the DMG kind of camp died down a little bit is because people were incredibly because okay, I play on semi-pro
Nope,
DMG.
nope, nope. Let's keep that shit. Let's keep that shit honest, bro.
Yeah,
A lot
I
of
am.
people was
That's why I am.
complaining. A lot of
100%.
people was a
Because
lot of people was complaining that we were getting favoritism when
yes,
it was not the
Hmm.
case. Oh my God, a lot of people don't realize like when Hatch, you told me one time, get the fuck off the field.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? Like, don't be talking shit. I remember who it was. It wasn't Marv. It
Jim,
was one of the
Cedar, Paul,
Cedar.
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 Shout out to Seed.
He pulled me. I played on, and then I said something, and then he pulled another player.
For
My
talking.
point of saying this, my point of, and even Vazzy did me the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he came to me and he told me, he said, "Bro, you can't be doing that shit. Get the fuck off the field."
Yep.
Now, how was that favoritism?
I agree. And I think realistically, a lot of people were chirping to the owners of the league that are like, dude, oh my God, bro. Like, DMG is,
Mm-hmm.
the refs are giving all the DMG teams all the good call. Bro, not even
We
close.
were losing.
Not, like, I remember me and Marv, I think me and Marv and Caden went and looked at all of the scores for every single CPL ever and showed how many DMG teams actually won. And it was very, very few times. Very, very, very few times.
You had Midway whooping our asses. You had XX whooping our asses. Brotherhood.
Yep,
You
Brotherhood.
had, I mean,
No,
you.
God.
Oh man, I can, man, bro. Cali
The
Alliance.
Ninjas, like
I mean,
they were good.
man, Sack Ninjas. Yeah. So I was just, I never when I. That's why I don't have Facebook anymore because I can't. I can't be around that mess, man. Because the simple fact is, people are complaining like that, and it pissed me off so bad that when I got the news that the camp was, as far as divisional, was dismantled, I was just like, it is what it is,
I was too. I
you
was
know.
like, bro, like if you can't take the heat, get out of the fucking kitchen. You
It's
know?
weird. It's weird to think about because I think all three of us were still in the camp as it started to like almost shut down a little bit. 'Cause
Yes.
I was playing D4. Hatch, you were playing D3.
Yep.
Paul, I think you just got into the D5.
D5, yep.
So we were all there when it happened, and it's just weird to think about.
It kind of hurts my heart in a
And
way.
some of it is ours too, because on our D5, we were complaining about each other.
That'll
You know what I
happen in
mean?
divisional for sure.
Yeah, we were complaining about each other. We were complaining about the coaches, blah, blah, blah. Dave wasn't having that shit. Dave was just like, you know what? Fuck it. You know what I mean? And then when it happened, I was just like, I can't be mad at it. You either play with another team, with the same team.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to go under another name.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But I can say this: the DMG camp has been one of the greatest camps I've ever played for. I have nothing bad to say about the camp. People would ask me like, what happened to the DMG divisional, blah blah blah. I would give them nothing but a positive answer because my growth says it for itself. Like, I never knew how to dive. I never knew how to do this, do that, whatever. It was all you guys. And a lot of people don't realize how DMG and excessive was pretty much the same damn thing.
Yeah,
We were brothers.
absolutely.
See what I'm saying? That's why when I left DMG, I felt it was better to go to excessive because I knew those guys, and I even went and practiced with those guys, and they had the same atmosphere that we had.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I take pride that I've only in my almost 8 years of playing that I only played for 2 camps, and that was excessive in DMG.
Absolutely. You know, it's a certain pride that we all have, especially when we've all repped DMG, right? When you have an acronym with dedication makes greatness.
Mm-hmm.
Put all the paintball stuff aside. That is something to genuinely live by.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, no matter what, frisbee golf, normal golf, mini golf. I guess I'm talking about golf, but
Pillow fighting,
right? Pillow
Soccer
fighting,
golf,
perfect.
golf.
Any kind of golf, any kind of sport. If you or anything in general, magic tricks. If you dedicate to your craft, eventually you will make greatness with how much you practice, no matter what. So it was very, very hard to see when I heard the news that the DMG divisionals were like kind of like, you know, kind of getting, you know, the knife to the neck in a way.
Yeah.
It was, dude,
that shit 100.
it hurt. It hurt because I'm like, man, like I invested a lot into the divisionals, right? Like, I mean, I got I got the divisional name DMG a World Cup victory, you know, and Caden, you were one of those that got a national victory for DMG.
Yeah, for the minor NXL, yeah.
Still,
when
it
they
still
came to
says
the
NXL,
That's
right?
dope. That's
Like,
dope.
and dude, I remember that. It's flooding me with memories. I remember that event where it was the SAC event, SAC NXL, and we were both at the finals. Like Caden as D4 was in the finals because Caden was the leader of his team, by far the most mature one on that team. And then we had ours in D3, and so when we both made the finals, we both had the same pits. It was that does not happen very often. So
Purple
basically,
pit.
yeah, exactly, purple pit, and we had a huge huddle with like about 20 to 25 people in it. Right, not only the players but the families were in there. You know, the ones that were in the pits and really about it. And it's crazy to think that was probably the last time that the divisionals were like that. Genuinely.
Yeah, I really miss playing with those guys. I got them on my wall, you know. I just, like I said, the DMG teams I played for was probably one of the greatest teams I ever played for. Besides the excessive team, and I'm very grateful for DMG because one of my hardest things was to learn how to dive. I was so fucking scared how to dive. And
Marv's
Marvin
diving
pretty
school.
much was like, man up.
Yup. Marv is good at that stuff.
Yeah, and so I did just one day of Marvin's diving school, and then I finally figured it out and was able to dive and start diving. And it was crazy. It's crazy how, you know, the DMG camp just really, when I got in there, I did not expect this much love in paintball. I thought
agree.
paintball was just going to be like, you know, a bunch of hotheads, you know, because when I played airsoft, I went to airsoft first. I was just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Hell nah.
Yeah.
And then I went to Antioch Paintball Park. All right, thank you, babe. I went to Antioch Paintball Park, and that's when I finally got it. And then I started researching, and then the guy was like, "Oh yeah, go to Capitol Edge." Got there, I snapped out one of your guys.
Hell yeah.
And
Probably
that's
me.
when. And then, no, it wasn't you. It was one of the guys that became a cop. I can't think of his name. He became a cop.
One of the guys that became a cop.
And yeah, it was one of the guys that
Dustin?
became a cop. I think it was him. Yeah, short guy, short white guy with, you know, blonde. I wouldn't say blonde, but
got that dirty
blonde
blonde
hair or whatever.
Gotcha. Okay, so you snapped him out.
So snapped him out, and then that's when Teo came over there and was like, "Have you ever heard thinking about playing with DMG?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah."
I know that
And then
felt good.
that's when it all started, man. I was just like, you know, that was crazy. But I know you was gonna ask me this question. I felt that you were, but so I'll just go jump right into it.
That's okay.
What got me into paintball was my job started testing for sleep apnea.
Interesting.
And at the time I was because there was a truck that crashed in Oakland, The guy fell asleep and kind of like melted the whole shit. It was
Oh
just bad.
shit.
And
Oh
so
God.
they DMV put out an ordinance to for now on if drivers need to be tested for sleep apnea. At the time, before my physical, my wife looked at how big I was. I think I was close to like 250, and my wife was just like, "You got to do something."
Yeah.
So I my wife had me go to the gym. I don't like the gym. I hate the gym.
Yeah.
I goes to the gym, man, and I'm lifting weights, man, and this I lift one too many, and I'm like, can somebody help me? And this big buff sweaty ass dude just comes out of
Oh, I've
nowhere.
heard this
He
story.
like he
Yeah.
yeah he like, I got you, bro. And then he decides to put his nuts like right over my forehead, and I'm like, if them shits drip sweat, it's gonna be a problem up in this bitch, man. You know what I mean? Excuse my language.
No, you're
So
good.
so I looked at my wife and I was like, you can have this shit. So on the way home, I looked at saw Antioch paintball park. And then I went in there. The guy was like, "Look, give me $20. I'll give you a bag of paint and a marker. Go in there and have at it." I
20
came home
bucks?
bruised up. Yeah.
Hell yeah. What a
And
Still.
different
so
what a different time.
yeah. And so I came home bruised up or whatever. I told my wife, and when she saw the bruise, she looked at me and she said, "You like that shit?" I said, "Yeah." So I kept going back, and then that's when I somebody brought it up to me about Capital Edge, and that's when I went to Capital Edge. And the very first day I went to Capital Edge, and I have a video too. I showed no fear. I showed no fear. I went into the speedball area, X ball area,
Hell yeah.
and I was the first one up the field. And everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm snap shooting, looking up my snap. At back then, my snap shooting was just looking horrible. You
Yep.
know what I mean? I
Yeah.
didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I had no fear. My mission was to get all the way up to the field and take out as many as I could.
Mhm.
And ever since then, man, it's been non-stop for me. And it's one of the if I'd have known about paintball and when I was in my 20s, out in the streets in the 20s, I would have gave up the streets a long time. I would have gave up the streets for paintball big time, definitely.
I'm definitely excited to get into that topic what you just addressed right there. But okay, so you were working at 250 like pounds. How much so
Hmm
how much do you weigh now?
I'm at 218.
218? Dude, that's
My
like that's a ton
blood,
of weight. Holy shit. And
yeah,
that's just from
I'm at
paintball?
218. Yeah, I'm at 218, and my blood pressure. The last time I had my pressure checked was at 120 over 80, something like that.
Okay. Not bad.
Yeah,
Alright.
Damn, dude. So you
yeah.
lost
Respect.
that's like what is that? 32 pounds?
32. Yeah.
30 quick maths, baby. I hit that.
Now, so a lot of people ask me like, how am I able to play at my age? And I tell them all the time I have regimens. I do the ice baths in the summertime, and then in the wintertime I do the sauna. I have a portable sauna in my garage.
Wow.
So I'm always
That's
in.
That's
sick.
I do the
awesome.
sauna. Yeah, I do the sauna 4 times a week, and then in the summertime I would do an ice bath. I would do an ice bath when I'm just at home, but I definitely did it after playing. So, and then in the mornings, I always soak in hot water. I soak my legs in hot water because for me, at my age, my legs is my biggest asset.
100%. How you going to walk
You,
without your
you see
legs,
what
you
I'm
know?
saying? Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I need to run and get in that snake or get in that D side as fast as I can. So my legs is my biggest asset. So I always soak my legs, and then I lather it up with some fucking
Tiger balm.
forgot the name. No, not Tiger Bomb. It's the same stuff that Barry Bonds got suspended for. Lidocaine.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I put lidocaine on my hamstrings, my knees, and my calves, and then I suit up because I don't like suiting up when I get there because when I suit up, my body is already messed with it. I don't have
Gotcha.
to.
Okay.
So when I stretch, I
Mhm.
ain't got to worry about being limited.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's the point importance of me getting suited up. So when I show up, I'm already suited and booted
Yeah.
and ready to go. You see what I'm saying? And my body is already one with the uniform. And so when the team wants to stretch, I'm not limited.
Okay.
You see what I'm
I
saying?
gotta change when I get to the field because, dude, if I had to drive for three and a half hours in my I got my HK leggings on underneath my HK pants, bro, I'm be cooking in the car, bro. Not even gonna lie on my way up. So
But see, that's a good thing because what you're doing is you're warming up your muscles.
you know what? You're probably right about that, actually.
And I'm gonna give you some game. I don't mind sharing this with everybody.
Okay.
When it rains outside, when it's raining and it's wet, you know what I wear? I wear the diving pants under my gear.
Okay.
I do.
Oh,
So that way, when I'm diving in the water, I'm nice and dry. I'm nice and warm.
Nice.
okay.
Everybody running around like everybody trying to be a man, and
No, there are
I
times
hate
where I
playing in the
shiver.
rain.
Yeah, there are
I
times where I
hate playing
shiver.
in the rain.
I'm just sitting there like this. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I got as long as
You
I got
know?
waterproof socks, I'm okay. It could be worse,
Yeah.
right? But as long as I got waterproof socks and my feet are okay, that's like the number one priority
No,
for me.
So
On the topic of preserving my body, I just want to say, Hatch, thank you for getting on my head about knee pads. Yeah, I should probably. It's a good thing that I'm
wow.
actually wearing knee pads now because I used to never ever wear knee pads.
Yeah.
It was just
all
it
those
was just an
times I've been
annoyance to
playing
me.
with you, you never
Yeah,
wear
up
knee
until
pads?
up until recently, I started wearing knee pads and
Dude,
the
Wow.
HK bottoms. and
I had to
whatnot.
get on your ass, bro. I had to get on your ass about it. There were a couple things I had to get on your ass about. I remember when you didn't have a freak kit. I was like, bro, if you're trying to be a semi-professional, get a fucking freak kit, right? The next
Yeah.
week he got a HK laser kit, right? The next week, then I'm like, he's like, oh man, yeah, I don't wear knee pads. I'm like, bro, you don't wear knee pads? Then he brings out these little fucking fluffy duffy like volleyball fucking JV type shit where it's like covering just his knee
Yeah, I
gap.
did that.
And I'm like, bro, hell no, get some real
Bro,
shit.
recycle, reuse.
Well, now you got the real good stuff. Shout out HK, right? And now you got the good stuff, right? So
So how do you feel now with the knee pads? I mean, like you feel a better, like you're not as hurting as much, etc.
Yeah, it definitely does help because despite having the knee pads, I would scratch up my knees a little bit, like not from like just
Mhm.
brute force, but just like the turf and diving. But with how like the leggings and pads are integrated into one another, it's very subtle and it's very nice. I don't notice
I
it.
see. Okay,
'Cause
yeah,
that
because
was
I've seen you
one of the
dive,
big
and your
things.
dives are different.
Yeah, one of the big things was like how knee pads were and like the things we used to have, like they're super bulky, which
Yeah.
I absolutely cannot.
we basically wear
use.
skinny jeans now when we play. It's not 2004 anymore where we got the hockey pants. We're
Mhm.
bro, we're emo till we die over here in paintball. We got the skinny jeans, and if you're rocking big old knee pads underneath this, bro, you are going to look so malformed. No joke. Like
That remi-
like
that reminds me of
Squidward's
my
thunder
first
thighs.
jersey.
When he eats his first Krabby Patty. That's what you look like when you have ginormous knee pads underneath your skinny pants. That's what I think.
Oh God,
What was the
gosh,
brand
man.
of those?
I have to wear knee pads with my
I do
old
too.
ass, because sometimes when I dive in a snake, one of my knees hit the turf first. I
Yeah.
don't know why it's like that, but one of my knees hit the turf first. But wearing the proper gear is so important. That's why I be looking out for new players so they can, because I saw one. I think what really got me doing this is that day I saw one young man, and he it was his first time playing, and he saw players diving in the snake. And one day he was a little slow. He didn't know what he's doing, but he took that dive in that snake, and he landed on his knees first. He
Woo!
was survived.
Oh,
He was
those.
good. He was good. And but when he came in, I was just like, yeah, bro, you gotta be careful with your knees, blah blah blah. And then I happened to bring some knee pads, some extra knee
Oh,
pads
awesome.
that was personally mine's, and they were too small for me. And I monitored the size that he was in, and so that next weekend I was able to bless him.
Wow.
And yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Does that guy still play at all? Do you know?
No, I haven't seen him. I think it was just one of those rec kids that came over to, you know what I mean?
Hey man, at least that's a good
Yeah.
memory to where it's like when people, if they don't stick around, whenever people talk about paintball, be like, oh dude, I went playing at Capital Edge, and dude, my knees were getting shredded, and a guy gave me a pair of knee pads. It's almost like
Yeah, I didn't want to. Yeah.
paintball is kind of like the paintball community is almost like Southern hospitality, where
Yeah. Oh, yes.
unless you're truly like a dick, which bro, I have met plenty of dicks in paintball. 99% of us are cool. 99% of us are cool.
Mm.
And
We-
99% of us, you can come
We're
and
not
hang
gonna
out.
go there.
We'd have a 99% paintball players. It's great. You'd have a beer with, you know. I wouldn't invite
That's very
99% of them in my own house, but you know, 99% of them are cool.
There's
But-
one pro player, man. I had to put him in this place. Like, I ain't gonna say no names because his credibility is just as good as mine. But I had to set him straight because you just because you're a pro player doesn't mean that you can come at me or
Ooh,
treat me any
I
different
definitely
from
want to
any
hear it off
division.
air.
Yeah, so me and dude don't talk or whatever. When we see each other, we walk past. But I had to let him know, like, bro, this ain't what you want. Just because you're a pro player doesn't mean you can't be touched.
For sure.
Feel me? So
Absolutely.
yeah, and this happened at the NXL Sacramento because he was just being a dick. I was happy to see dude. And I'm like, and I asked him one simple question. He gave me an asshole answer, and I was like, yo, who the fuck you think you talking to, cuz? And that's when the whole shit.
Not
He
cool.
didn't really he didn't really bark back at me, but he said a little smart comment. And I was like, yeah, and that's when I told him, I said, just because you're a pro, that don't mean you can't get touched. And after that, when we see each other at World Cup or if saw him at Philly, walk right past.
We kind of have that same energy when we play Impact, right? Like I think those guys have a found respect for us because, dude, we do not give a single fuck. Right? Like, especially me. Like, I'll go over and I'll fucking talk to a guy right to his face saying, fuck you, you cheated me. Right? And then he'll go back to his team and try to tell everybody, like, oh my God, I want my spins because I didn't cheat. And like that will happen. That will happen, right? And the important thing is to every single divisional player, the paintball marker is the greatest equalizer. If you practice enough and you dedicate enough to the craft, you will be better than them. There are plenty of people that are D2. I've even seen some great players in D3 that could possibly beat some pro players. The paintball marker is the greatest equalizer. So do not let anybody fucking walk all over you like that.
You was there when I almost beat Mike Urena.
Sheesh. Do you know what? I actually do remember that. That's funny, dude. That's funny.
I almost beat him. That was but he had to one time me twice in a row to win it. But at least I got one. At least I got one win on him.
Yeah, I mean now he's back with the dragon now, So he's probably got more cool.
Yeah,
he's probably got more
Hormesis
coins you could steal.
Nah, shit, man. I think I lost all my. I done challenged every single pro I could with all my coins. I think I lost about 9 coins.
And the thing is, that's okay because the fact is that you have the fucking balls to duel 9 times, bro. Like
Lake Arbor.
I've never had a coin. I was given a coin where someone was like, "Yo, I have a coin. Go duel this pro," and I dueled. I ended up losing. Yep, yeah, I remember you. I remember you were being there. I remember I lost, but dude, it was literally like so close the entire time. Like multiple points. They're going long, and it was like he shoots me, I shoot him. Like we run each other down. He hits me right before I hit him, and then boom, done. Right? He got the coin.
Yeah.
And that was Mike Urena, and Mike Urena is one of those guys where he knows. He knows if he sleeps on me, I'm gonna fuck him up. He knows.
Long-lasting rivalry.
And I love Mike. I love Mike. Like,
let's count it down.
I'll tell the story again real quick. When Mike left DMG, I remember because he lived in Arizona at the time, and he would make these long drives from Arizona to Sacramento because he worked up in Sacramento.
Wow.
Right. So he would go and he would stay up in Sacramento for like a week and then go back down and then like he worked there. Right. So this is when he played on Elevation at the time, right? And he would just practice at Capital Edge, just like one of those, lone survivors out there. It's like, hey, can I jump on for a point? He was one of those guys. But obviously he was pro. He was very, very good. Whatever team he was picked up on for some rec ball, he was usually winning that point for him. But there were times where I would just fucking shit on him, right, at practice. And he was like, he would tell me, he's like, dude, you are the only divisional guy that could shoot me like that. And ever since then, I was like, man, like, the fact that he respected me enough to tell me, a lot of pros will let their egos get in the way and be like, oh, hell, I'm not going to tell him that he fucked me up.
Oh, my God.
Oh, hell no, dude. Hell no. 90% of pros are like that. I'll tell you that right now. But when he left DMG, I remember he was like, hey, man, like, I'm coming down because I live in Clovis, which is near Fresno, right? So he's like, hey, I'm passing through Fresno. Let's meet up for dinner. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. And I sent him an address to this place, like, right off the highway, Olive Garden, right? We go in, we get food, we're eating, and he goes, dude, come out to my car real quick. I go out to his car, and he's like, dude, I just signed with Dynasty. And he pulls out a brand new Field 1 Force, not even anodized, completely chrome.
Whoa.
And he's like, dude, you were the first person I'm telling. Like, I just got back from meeting with Alex Frazier and all them, and they just gave me all this gear. Like, I made Dynasty. And I was like, holy fucking shit.
He trusted you.
He did trust me, and he was like, keep it on the DL for a little bit. Like, there's gonna be an announcement. And I was like, you got it, bro, because he's my friend. I would never do something to like blow the whistle on like a huge opportunity like that, right? There are a lot of people in the paintball world when it comes to media that will blow the whistle before something cool is announced, just because they will get it first. Like, they will get the views first. Like, and obviously, I don't really care too much about views. I will say it how it is, and it's very interesting that the whole dynamic between me and Mike Urena, because I've seen that guy go from Impact or from DMG to Dynasty to Impact back to Dynasty, right? And we got picked up. I remember he got picked up by the Russians, and he left him a note and was like, "I'm out." You know?
Oh, that pissed them off so bad that they had to send out a statement,
dude.
Oh my god,
I do remember reading that statement,
bro. Because I mean, imagine, right? And that just kind of showed where it's like, dude, pros need contracts. Like, we're at the point where if we really want to be treated like a professional sport, people got to back it up with signing on a line. Where it's like, when you sign on a line and you're lawfully obligated to do what they are telling you, it's different, way different.
So my take on that, in all fairness to Mike, he has a right to, at this point, the way things are, he has a right to go where he wants to go, right? But
absolutely, he didn't sign a contract.
Right. But if you look at the point of view that the Russians was talking about, they actually got a good point.
They had a great point.
If you're gonna,
100%.
yeah, if you're gonna commit, you're gonna commit. If we're gonna pay you, blah blah blah, whatever the case may be, you know what I mean. But I don't see Mikey being disrespectful like that. I think Mikey
was disrespectful. I think that
I don't think he was disrespectful about it.
I think realistically, what was disrespectful is after that was already announced, Impact going under the rug and pulling him. Like, hey, they're offering you this much money, we'll offer you more. Which, that's business. I can't even say that's a scumbag
I don't think
thing.
that's
business. But
I'm gonna disagree with you on that.
Okay, tell me why.
I'm gonna disagree because, for one, paintball is not it's a pro sport, but it's not a sport to the point where contracts matter.
You're
it's
right.
Anyone go. It's how do you say, dog eat dog world?
Yep, dog eat dog world.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So Impact coming out of the woodworks. It's like how you say it's like a bidding game.
Bidding war. It's an auction.
$100 here, and you know what I'm saying. So.
How about it? 1,000 here, 2,000 here. Go once, go twice.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So
Storage wars.
So in all fairness, it sounds fucked up, but everybody had a right. Russians had a right to be mad. Yeah, Russians had a right to be mad about it and put out a statement and demand that if contracts should be made.
Absolutely.
Impact had a right to slide in and say, hey, if they paying you this, we'll pay you that.
Absolutely. You are completely right, because he did not sign a contract. If he did sign a contract and that happened, different story. But he did.
Right. So all three situations had rights.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Right.
All of them was right. You know what I mean? So as far as the Russians is concerned, like I said, a lot of people was talking shit about them, but no, I was telling people straight up, and they was like, no, you tripping, bro. And I'm like, no, I'm not tripping. I would be mad if somebody did that to me too.
Yeah, because I think it's the fact that you're a man's word is a man's bond, and the fact that it's like, hey, I'm committing to this, like I am in. Like if you say if you as a man say that you're in and then you bail, it can't. People judge you. People will judge you. Like people judge your manhood.
But he didn't bail. Well.
So from what I heard is he was there. He was there. He had a housing situation, and he left a note that he left.
I mean, yeah, but to his right, he didn't have to commit like that because it wasn't
absolutely since there's nothing signed, right? But I think that genuinely teams should protect themselves over that.
Right, and that's what the Russians was asking.
And the hard part
is why I'm saying all three is right.
There are only 5 teams that can actually use contracts. You know what I'm saying? Like, leverage. They're not signing contracts, to make sure their guys are staying there loyal. I
like those guys.
I don't think PV Fit is signing contracts. I think that they are like, hey, our word is our bond, and when we say family integrated team, we mean it. To where I
Right.
You know what?
guarantee Chavi's got plenty of money thrown at him, and he's like, fuck that, I'm with my boys.
Yeah. Somebody tried to say that PB Fit being an integrated
Okay.
team is not good for paintball.
I
You know what I mean? I'm like,
I think that's a very interesting take. I disagree with that because I think that, I
yeah,
mean,
I
look
do
what they're
too.
doing on YouTube, right? I want to have him on the podcast, but I think he goes, I think his title online is like God Films or something like that. I'm pretty sure he films and makes a lot of the content for PB Fit. I really want to pick his mind on a lot of things, but I think what he is doing with PB Fit is great. He's showing the fact that it's a family environment, and he is showing on camera, or sorry, he's showing with a camera. Everybody on PB Fit is completely approachable, right? Like, I mean,
That is
so
very true.
absolutely, right? And look at Mouse. Mouse has gone into interviews saying, "Man, I put my shiesty on so people don't talk to me." Bro, that is a completely different side of the coin of different players. PB Fit obviously wants to show that they are a family integrated team. That is the reputation that they want. Mouse is like, I'm trying to be the motherfucking Michael Jordan, to where I don't care. He's like, I don't care.
That's my guy.
Right? He's like, I'm trying to be the Michael Jordan of paintball, to where I don't give a fuck. Fuck you.
That's
Right?
my boy. Yeah, I get it.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Different strokes for different folks. You know?
I actually
Good run.
had a great conversation with PB Fit's dad.
JD.
Yeah, we had a
He's a great guy.
heartfelt, even it was so heartfelt that we ended in hug
Wow.
and etc. You know what I mean? Because, I wanted him to understand that him being there for his boys is something that I wish I had. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
wish I had a father.
Bro,
You know what I mean?
you're telling
And
me, bro.
man, you know what I mean? Like, because I'm like right now, I don't have nobody in my family support me playing paintball, and they have no idea like how much my name holds weight.
So
You see what I'm
when you
saying?
say that, when you say nobody supports you, do you mean like financially, or do you mean like people are in your ear like, oh man, that's a fucking waste of time. Paintball is a waste.
I'm talking about like having my mom there, my sisters, my brother.
Mm.
I'm talking about, my wife, and my wife, she every now and then, but she's not a paintball girl. She's a girl's girl.
I have a story for you
You know
for
what I
that.
mean?
Absolutely, I have a story for you.
You know what I
So,
mean? But I don't trip on her about that, because she lets me do what I want to do when it comes to paintball. So I let her have that part.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
Fair enough.
to not have to not have my intermediate family, there, and I feel like I'm playing paintball alone. You know what I mean?
I feel
So
that.
it's like, yeah, like when my wife, she saw it clear as day. Even Teo, when he was there, I had played one of the best tournaments in my life
Mm-hmm.
one time when my wife was there. And I told my wife, I said, see what happens when you here? I get fired up.
Mm.
I play my best. I do the things I'm supposed to do the right way. A lot of people don't realize how important it is to, like, your mom. Oh my God, Hatch, your mom.
Mama
I
Hatch.
love that woman. I
Yeah.
love that woman. You know what I mean? So that's the type of support I wish I had. With PB Fitz dad, man, when we sat there and talked, man, he understood everything I said, and I wanted him to know that I appreciate him being a great example of how fathers should be to support a child in something that not NFL, that's not Major League Baseball, that's not soccer,
Mm-hmm.
MLS. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of I don't mean to talk so much,
It's okay. This is your
but a
episode, bro.
lot of
Absolutely.
parents make one of the biggest mistakes in the world
Uh huh.
is to push their kid to something that they don't want to do.
Yeah.
You're pushing them to play baseball. You're pushing them to play soccer. You're pushing them, especially basketball and football. You got parents that pushes their kids to that, right? And that's why I always say in my podcast, if you got a kid that don't want to play basketball, that don't want to play football, bring them to the paintball field.
Yeah.
Change their whole life. I promise you, because it's amazing how people don't even know we're a pro sport.
Absolutely, right? And the thing is, at least with paintball, and this is the good type of fear that paintball brings. Paintball brings the type of fear where it's like when people are afraid to get shot and they end up getting shot, it is either I'm never doing that again, or dude, bring more of
Coming
it,
back.
right? And a lot of obviously, I guess this is gendered with men. It seems like, especially on average, right? Is like more men are in paintball. That is a simple fact that it is what it is, right? And I don't know what it is when it comes to the fear of being hit, and then when you get hit and your adrenaline's pumping, dude, it is amazing. It makes me feel like so in tune. Yeah, makes me feel so in tune with like my primal instincts, you know? It's like, if I'm being honest, right? If we're simulating war in a way, we've said this 100 times on this podcast, but it's like we're simulating war with gelatinous balls, right? Sure, you know you're not going to die, but having that mindset of like, I'm going to shoot them before they shoot me, right? Mm-hmm. That'll change your brain chemistry as a young man. Absolutely it will. Because it's like, I mean, Caden, you're definitely a little bit younger than I am. You're probably closer to that that mental activation than Paul and I both are. What was it like for you being a little bit of a younger player coming in? What was the fear? How did you deal with it?
Well, it's funny we even brought this whole thing up because I remember when I did get into paintball, it was partially for the reason that Paul said, where I was trying to find something different and I was getting pushed too hard on other sports. So when I found paintball, I was like, this is new, this is unique. Like I have my friends, I have some of my best friends. You're right, I have my best friends doing it with me too, right? I remember when I was going through that originally, I remember at certain times I didn't want to do it because I was in that mindset of this hurts. Like, this hurts a fucking lot.
Yeah.
But it was just something that wasn't that you couldn't see that just made me want to keep playing, right? It was like, okay, it hurts for 5 minutes. Let me go again. It'll hurt for another 5 minutes, and then next time it'll hurt for 4, and then 3, and then 2 minutes, and then it was addicting, right? And I think that goes back to like what you said about like the primal instincts of it's so much fun to just go and shoot gelatinous balls at people.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. Some of my girlfriend's family members, they call me an adrenaline junkie because obviously I've jumped in the ocean without a cage with sharks. I've scaled the jungle at night looking for spirits, right? Like I play
like having
paintball,
that title.
right? You know what I'm saying? It is one of those things where you can try to chase the feeling of what paintball has created for my mind and like the chemicals that it releases in my brain, but I haven't found it. Mm-hmm. I've jumped in the water. I have jumped in shark-infested waters with my friends, and still that has not given me the feeling of paintball.
I think it's fair to say that almost every paintball player craves adrenaline.
100%. And it is such a safe way to do it because, dude, there are football players that got fucking CTE and they're killing themselves, bro. Come on. Am I allowed to say that? Unaliving themselves. Sorry, excuse me. Woke, right? But there are completely different sports. Like, dude, I was a Valley Championship water polo player. I was a state championship water polo player, and I quit the pool because it was not enough for me. You know, like. Sure, these races are cool.
I didn't know you're state champ,
dude. Absolutely, dude. I was a goalie, dude. 100 medley, dude. I was a fish in the water. You know what I'm saying? And
let me add to that because a lot of people don't know that there are a lot of people that have served for the United States of America, and they have been medically discharged, and they feel that they still have something left in the tank.
Yep.
Right. And paintball fills that void.
Yo, yeah.
Even though they go play airsoft, but also paintball fills that void because I've talked to a lot of players who have had a PTSD.
Yeah. Met plenty of people like that.
They are able to live a normal life because they had something to look forward to on Sundays.
Absolutely. And
you see what I'm saying?
At World Cup, go ahead. Sorry, Paul. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
A lot of people don't know that some people are there, that served, has PTSD. But what paintball does is that it's something, whatever they have left, they use that, they go on the field, they elevate with it, blah, blah, blah. When they go home, they're able to go to work. They're able to go love their wives, love their children. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Take care of business on Saturday. And, they live their life now to play paintball.
100%. I know tons of people that paintball has saved their life. Where they have been like, man, like I know people that were going to kill themselves but they found paintball and they're like, dude, the family that paintball has created for me is warmer than the blood that is in my own family's veins.
Yeah,
you know?
I got you.
And one quote that stuck with me, it stuck with me hard, especially when it comes to paintball, is that blood's thicker than water, but mud's thicker than blood, right? So, and that means that whoever you're in the trenches with, in the mud with, you are going to be closer with than your blood family. You know,
that is facts.
People that you are genuinely around to grow.
Like that.
Right? So, absolutely. So I'll say that again. For anybody listening, write it down. Blood is thicker than water, but mud is thicker than blood. So make sure you trust who you're in the trenches with.
I want to say a little. This is funny. Funny.
Okay.
I used to think that Caden didn't like me.
Uh-oh.
What? Hold on, what?
Because he was so standoffish. Like, I'd be like, bro, what did I do wrong? You know what I mean? And he'll say something, but it was just like he was trying to get it out of the way so he can go back to his boys. You know what I mean? But I started noticing how cool of a dude he was, and I had to realize, no, he's focused on perfecting his craft. Leave him alone.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
There are times when all of us have to get in that mode for sure.
Yeah, no, and and then there was a couple of times we had conversations, like it would be a group conversation, and he would respond to what I'm talking about. And then it dawned on me, at sometimes you have to leave players alone when they're practicing, where they're in the moment.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And once I started developing that, I'm talking about, this is like in the very beginning when I started playing.
Yeah.
Right.
Once I developed that, that's when I started noticing. Once I developed that is what helped my growth as far as my attitude in paintball. Just because somebody ain't talking to you doesn't mean they don't like you.
Okay.
It's just that you have to understand that they're in the moment, right? They're trying to figure shit out themselves. So walking up to them, asking them, what did I do wrong? How should I do it? Right now, they ain't got the time to explain that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm sorry to get that vibe off for
No. When that happened, it actually schooled me on stop being disrespectful. Stop interrupting. When you guys are in a group session and I come over there and I'm trying to talk, that's not that you can't do that. That's disrespectful.
Valid. When a team's
See
in
what
a
I'm
meeting
saying?
and they're
Even
in like a
Marv-
tight circle, it's like I know not to fuck with that.
Yeah, exactly. Marv even chewed me out one time. He was just like, chill out, bro. He's like, chill out, bro. See what I'm saying? This was in the beginning stages. And ever since then, that's when I knew that I had to respect people's space. J-Rab one time, I walked past him. I said, what's up, J-Rab? Oh, yeah. I said, what's up, J-Rab? And he gave me the coldest look ever. And all he was doing was getting his gun together. He gave me the coldest look I have ever seen in my life. This is when he was with Impact.
Oh, I got a story about that for sure.
Yeah, and I just don't I don't bother that dude. I know he's a good dude.
Great guy.
But when I see him, I just don't bother him. I leave him alone. I'm at the point where I be like, there's a couple of times I walk right past him and I'll be wanting to like get a picture of him, with him. But I'm good. I just leave him be because he probably he either lost the match, especially when the last the World Cup when they was, oh man, I was in there pitting for Iron Man and they were in there.
Back off.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's just some people you just need to leave alone, man.
I know. I'm definitely trying to be more approachable when I'm around the fields.
I have gone on your ass about that because I'm like, dude, we got to get you more social because I mean, and I'll give you credit here, Caden. Absolutely. Compared to when I first met you, dude, your social battery has literally gotten 10 times bigger. To where there were times where we were like, oh man, I'm fucking tired. But now, dude, you're with me the whole day. Constantly conversating with people, constantly talking, constantly putting our names into other people's heads to grow the podcast, constantly networking, constantly meeting new people. That takes a lot of energy. A lot of people do not understand how much energy it takes to, especially when it comes to a podcast. Paul, you definitely know. When it comes to reaching out to guests, getting things in order, making sure things happen. It is not a walk in the park type shit.
I don't understand how you do it.
Right? It is very, very hard, right? And just to circle back on a J-Rap story, I remember when J-Rab was playing on Impact, right? We were the Impact slaves back then, and they're like, "Yo, Hatch," and they whip me, right? And I'm like, "Oh shit, here's your pod, sir," right? And I remember J-Rab got a pod, and it was a little bit. So J-Rab grabs a pod out of the boxes, out of the cooler, right? Picks it up, rattles, dude. It has. I can barely hear it, like shaking a little bit. And he goes, "This pod's rattly." Opens it up, dumps the whole pod in the trash, and I am like, luckily he didn't know that I was the one who filled the pod, but I was like, damn, okay, right? And then, but me and J-Rab are cool, right? I talked to him after, and I was like, yo, dude, like I remember when you had your podcast, because I don't know if you guys, J-Rab and Nick Laval used to have a podcast called Over the Top.
Yep, I remember.
Right, I was a big listener to that because obviously I like both those players. And one thing that they would call their audience, they would call them duties. And I was like, bro, J-Rab, I'm a fucking duty, bro. Like, I'm a big fan, you know? And I was kind of like nerd balling out, right? But one thing that I love to do to people, especially pros, is I will like walk up to them and I'll be like, oh my God, is that the real Diddithurt? Is that the real Diddithurt? And I'm like, you know, and I just like put my camera in their face. And it is like the funniest fucking shit ever. Like, I'm like, because obviously real pros, they deal with paparazzi. They deal with stuff like that all the time. So kind of a little bit of playful banter when you see another pro. Try it out. It's funny. They'll love it. And if they don't love it, they're that 1%. That fuck them. Straight up. Right?
Yeah.
And
you know, I was starstruck.
Right,
I was starstruck when at World Cup, this past World Cup, I was asked to help out Ironman. And they assigned me to Patrick Craft. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
That dude didn't talk to me the whole time. He was strictly, he come to me, he gave me his gun, blah, 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 blah. He'll come to me, turn around. I already knew, put in the pods.
Yeah. You know, dude,
You know what I mean?
I remember one time, this is another Mike Urena story. I remember I'm pretty sure they were playing in like the semifinals. And Mike Urena had like some really like breakout points where like they bring it back by, they were down 2, bring it back, right? And he was huffing and puffing coming out. And I remember he walked past everybody and he patted me on the chest. He's like, "Hey, I need pods, bro." Like, and I don't need to ask him. I'm like, "Hey, hey, how do you like your pods? You like lit up, lit out? You know, like I don't have to ask that." You know what I'm saying, right? I know the guy well enough to where, you know, right? Because I'm a supporter, right? I'm a huge Mike Urena fan till I fucking die, right? But my favorite player, Caden Spencer. Luckily, I got him on the podcast. You know, famous guy. That's my favorite Snake player. But yeah, it's just so interesting the dynamic that you can possibly have with some of these pros, because in the end, they are just people. Yeah, you say that about any professional in any kind of sport, but sometimes money turns people into a lot less people. Whatever you agree with or not with that, I think it's true, right? But paintball, nobody has enough money to really be like, get out of here. Nobody can really do that in paintball. You know, anybody who shoos away a fan like that is a straight bitch. So
there are some who do. Let's keep that shit 100. There are some who do.
I hope I don't meet those guys. But
yeah, there's some I do.
So what thing,
you know, one of the coolest people I ever met was Alex for Tauntauns. Axel.
Oh, I fucking love Axel.
I
Good friends with that guy.
That dude, man. Axel is so fucking cool, bro.
Yeah, dude, you know,
yeah.
I'll tell you a little story about how I met Axel. So this was a long, long time ago. I remember, so I was in the Dallas airport, and I am, this is my mom vapes, right? So she went to like the little smoke center in there, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll smoke a cigar. So I go to the smoke lounge. My mom's like hitting her vape, and I'm puffing on a cigar. Next thing, I'm just kind of like sitting back, kicking my feet up, you know, chilling, smoking my cigar. Next thing I know, who sits next to me? Axel, wearing a fucking Tauntaun jacket. And I'm like, dude, you play for Tauntauns, right? And he's like, in his accent, he's like, yes. And
yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm a big fan, bro. Like, I've been watching you. I remember one of my favorite paintball, and I was telling him, one of my favorite videos was from 2013. It was a PB Nation video when it was when Aftershock and Tauntauns got in that huge controversy about the hot gun.
Yep.
Paintball Ruined My Life just did a great video on it. So go check that guy out. Paintball Ruined My Life. Great video on the Tauntaun Aftershock controversy. And I remember I was talking to Axel about that, And dude, he was just an overall good guy. As he's French, so he loves smoking cigarettes, right? So he had his little cigarettes out there, and for like 2 hours while I'm waiting for my flight, me, Axel, and my mom were just shooting the shit in an airport smoke lounge.
That's good, dude.
And you know,
Yeah,
he wasn't
dude.
that guy where he's like, oh, like, all right, I just want some alone time. Like, don't really talk to me. He was the kind of guy that he was asking me questions, and it meant a lot to me being a divisional player, talking to a pro for that long, genuinely. Right? I know not every pro has that kind of time, but maybe I caught him in an awkward time where he's stuck in an airport. It's not like he's gonna ride the bus somewhere. But yeah,
Stank sat with me for like at Dub C for like a whole 30 minutes telling me how he eats fish raw.
What? Interesting.
That dude, bro, he takes whole fish like fish raw and eats the shit.
Axel?
And no, Stank Sack. Rainy.
Rainy. Stank sack. Okay.
Rainy, yeah.
Rainy stank
Yeah,
sack.
he sits there and eats whole fish raw, bro. Like,
that's fucking
and
crazy.
Explain to me the benefits behind it. I'm looking at him like, bro.
That's probably parasites in that fish.
The one guy that's cooler than Axel, I will say, is Axel's dad, bro. Axel's dad, Oliver. I've talked about him 100 times on this show. Dude, I don't know if you ever met him, Paul, but Axel's dad is one of the coolest people I've ever met in paintball. When you talk about a dad who cares, bro, I don't even think I've ever seen a paintball dad that cares more than Oliver does for Axel.
Is he the big guy that he's like a tall guy, right?
I don't think he's tall. He's definitely older. Definitely on the older side. And man, I remember. So when they played for Impact, I remember we played an event and we had 5 dudes, right? An NXL event with 5 guys. Not the fast food place, but where we're spinning every single point. And I remember we were pitting for Impact, and I made a joke. Hey, you should come pit for us. He didn't even hesitate. Next thing I know, we're getting ready to play our game. I look over. I see Axel's dad wearing an Impact shirt going like this, like looking around for us with his paint contraption. Because the guy can load out 50 pods in 30 seconds. I'm not even joking. Wow. Incredibly talented pod filler for sure. And it just shows that it's like the community, right? He didn't have to help us. He is there for Impact and Axel. He's not there for us at all. And he gave up time to make sure we were taken care of. So I'll always respect Axel and Oliver for that. So, they're a great group of people, great family. And I'm pretty sure Axel's brother plays. I forgot what his first name is, but whatever. Got in something. But okay, Paul.
I like Columbo.
Columbo is a baller. I've been saying his name for a long, long time. So I like that. But okay, so one thing I wanted to talk to you about, Paul, and we've kind of brought it up briefly. This is going to take a little bit more of a serious turn. Dude, tell me about your upbringing. You told me some stories before. Tell me what young Did It Hurt was like. Because you told me you had some struggles.
Yeah, I did. I was a gang member. I was a gang member in Chicago. I was born and raised in Chicago. I was a member of the Blackstone Nation in Chicago, PSN, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Was following my dad's footsteps because he was in the streets, etc. Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a time where I've been shot, stabbed, and 80% of my body burned.
Holy shit!
So you've
been shot?
There was a time. Yeah, I was at the gas station. They knew who I was, and knocked me out, set me on fire, shot me, then took off.
Oh my God!
I got to the hospital. A friend of mine was he was in the store at the time that happened. He didn't even see it until the flames, was ignited or whatever. Because I was just sitting out, I was out there pumping the gas or whatever while he was in there doing his thing. And he came out and put the flames out, got me in the car. I told him, he was like, "You want to go home?" I was like, "Nah, take me to the hospital." I'll never press as my guy. I always love him for that. And so at the time, it was Providence Hospital in Chicago. So he took me to the hospital. I told him, what to say because, code of the streets is you never tell on anybody. So
Stitches get stitches, bro. I
uh,
was taught that by a young age.
yeah, so I told him to let me out. A funny story though. This is funny.
Okay.
So we're on the way to the hospital. The back of, mind you, my whole fucking back has been burned, right?
Yeah.
So my back got stuck to the seat.
Oh,
Oh my god.
So
I'm already
I,
imagining what's happening.
it felt like Velcro, and then I
Oh
told him to give me a
fuck.
cigarette. I told him to give me a cigarette because I knew in my mind that cigarette takes the pain away,
Yeah.
right?
Huh.
And Press was like, "You just got burned. Haven't you had enough of fire?"
Honestly, let me just I just
So
want to say this before you continue. Dude, you are a fucking badass. To think that a potential your opposition, what you do to take them out and they arise from that situation, bro. Imagine being the enemy seeing you rise from that situation and becoming better. Holy fuck, that is
yeah,
insane.
we'll get to that part.
Yeah, keep going. I
So
apologize.
so um so I told him to drop me off. I'm just gonna walk into the hospital. This is when Gary Payton's new Nikes just came out. So I had a brand new pair of Gary Payton Nikes.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all know who Gary Payton is.
I don't, but I feel like they
Um,
look good.
Nope.
yeah, NBA. Gary Payton's son that plays for the Warriors. His father.
Okay.
Anyway, everybody know. Everybody listening know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
And so I walked in the hospital. My shoes was halfway burned. The back of my pants was burned. I went in there with no shirt on. The lady, she just instantly, everybody was like, "Oh my God, oh my God!" The lady instantly grabbed me. She took me, and because they were like, how are you able to walk if you got shot? Because it wasn't. It was like it wasn't really like I got shot. It was like grazed because they
Hmm.
didn't really hit me like
Can I ask
you
where it
know
was?
right here on the right here on the side.
Okay.
It's like a little graze that got covered up. And so I walked in. It wasn't the grazing that they were concerned about, was the burns, because it was 80% of
Absolutely.
my body,
Yeah.
from the back of my legs all the way up to here. So
Jeez.
I walked in there, and the lady, she took me. They threw me on the bed. They threw medicated water on me. Once they threw the medicated water on me, they had me just like sit there for a minute, and then they took me in this room. They had me strip all my clothes off, and I had to stand in the shower, and they had to take this brush with like soft plastic bristles,
Yeah.
and they had to
To clean it.
scrape, like they had to scrape all the excess skin, blah blah
God,
blah,
dude, did
whatever.
that hurt? That must have hurt.
Yeah, I was screaming to the
Holy
top
fuck.
top of my lungs, bro. So I ended up having to have skin graft, blah blah blah. Um, there was a guy. Funny story. There was a guy. He looked at totally number. I'm like, why is he in the burn unit? What happened with him was he was cooking and he slipped and his hand went into a whole thing of grease.
Oh
So
fuck.
that's why he was in there for days. So at the time, Chicago had the best burn unit in the world.
Uh huh. Chicago Fire.
So yeah. So I was very well taken care of, and so once this goes into how I came to California. So I knew I needed to get my life right after all of this,
Hmm.
after healing everything, because I ended up going to jail 2 weeks after that, and I was in jail with unhealed burn wounds.
Yeah, that's not good.
So yeah, so I before that I had spent a plastic map. I found a map. I just spent it, and I said wherever it lands, that's where I'm gonna go get my life right once I heal up.
Wow.
It landed on Antioch, California, but this was before Antioch even had houses. This is when it was all brown land.
Oh, Woods.
So so I found my way out here. I got to Pittsburgh Bay Point. I was showing my ID, sharing my story, and this couple took me in. And ever since then, I've been, I met my wife, and I've been cool ever since. You know what I mean? My mom and them never knew that I moved out here to California. I didn't want them to know because, they were already pissed off at me about what I went through and why I wasn't telling. Even the detectives was even pissed off because I wouldn't tell who it was, blah blah blah. Because I knew who it was.
Yeah.
So, um, moving out here was probably one of the biggest moves I ever made. That's why I said if I'd have known about paintball years ago in my 20s, I would have gave up everything, all of that for paintball. But me and Press, we still talk to this day. That's my guy. That's my boy.
That's the guy that saved you, right?
Um, yeah, yeah,
Wow.
that's my. Yeah, he was a member
Awesome.
too of Black. Yeah, he was a member too. But he was, like I said, he was in the gas station taking care of business while I was taking care of my business, and that when that whole shit kicked off. And a lot of people don't know, man. I've been in some hardcore shit, man. I got arrested for having a gun on the bus. I was loading a Tech 9 on the bus, all kind of shit.
Oof.
And the job that I'm at now is I'm a bus driver now. So
Yeah.
just imagine,
What a
But
turnaround.
back then, and imagine back then when they arrested me for the gun on the bus. It was my first gun charge, so they dismissed it, like made it a misdemeanor
Hmm.
and took the gun and
Mhm.
destroyed it. But if it had been like something like today,
Oh,
they would have got me for terroristic threat,
100%.
Mhm.
They are way
on the
different now
federal
than what they
bus.
were back then. Like they
Yeah,
do not
yeah,
fuck around anymore, especially with the way that things are with firearms. And at Tech 9, bro, dude.
yeah. So and I was just going to go see my baby mama because I had to drop off diapers, and she was a gangster disciple, and so I had to
Mm,
find a way to. I had to protect myself while I got in there. Even
absolutely.
though her dad was running it on the block and told everybody to leave me alone, I still didn't trust anybody. So I had to, go into, defense mode every time I go over there to drop off diapers, milk, whatever.
And was that back in Chicago or
So
is that in California?
everything in Chicago.
Holy shit. So, um,
Yeah. So
man,
what you see in Chicago now is way worse than what it used to be when I was doing my thing, because we had
really?
a little order back then. We had a little order back then. I can't share the details out of respect for the game,
Absolutely.
but it was a little bit of more order then. It's just that I was out of my fucking mind, and I was doing shit, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. There's nothing worse than losing a mother's love. When your mother tells you, "I gotta let you go," that hurt me more than anything on this earth. And that right there, when she told me I have to let you go, I can't take care of this no more. I can't keep fighting for you. Only thing I could do is wait for that phone call that something that you passed away. Once
Oh
she
my
said that
God.
to me, that's when I knew I needed to get my shit together.
So that was the turnaround
And
point.
moving to that was the turnaround point. And when I moved to California and got my first job at Jack in the Box, got my first, this is the thing. I finally get to see what it's like to be a square. And I never knew that it was so much drama that came behind being a square, like all the bullying and all that. We'll get into that later, but
Interesting.
uh, cause people don't know me. They don't know what I used to do or whatever. People come at me crazy because they see me smiling, laughing, joking, playing, you know, all the time, every day. They see I'm a nice guy, blah blah blah, but they don't have an idea of my past.
Hmm.
And I said to myself, dang, if I got to be a square, you got to go through all of this. But
Fuck
it
that.
taught me how to deal with it. It taught me how to deal with it.
Uh huh.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So, but my past is deep, man. It's a lot. I could share. I'd rather share off the air,
Absolutely.
but it's a lot of. I can honestly say that me being shot and burned, is I would I'm gonna tell you this: being burned is way worse than getting shot.
Interesting.
I can
Okay.
tell you that
I
hands down.
I could definitely feel like that
You
would
can
make
get
sense.
shot and run blocks.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Mhm.
But when getting burned at that intensity of heat, nah, man, nah,
I,
nah. And it took me. I was so badly burned that my nerves. I couldn't wear a belt. I couldn't wear a belt. I had built a phobia of pumping gas. I couldn't be around fire, anything like that
that's
because
PTSD
of,
straight
of the
up.
phobia. Yeah, and
Wow.
a lot of people don't know I have that. A lot of people don't know that I have that. It's just that it's easier for me to control because it wasn't as dramatic as a soldier seeing someone getting killed and blown up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a difference between seeing life die versus something happening to you.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So, but yeah, my past is deep, and that's why I am the way I am today. My wife, she helped me. I'm telling you, I put my wife through some shit. I had long hair and earrings and gold teeth. I put my wife through some shit,
Mm-hmm.
but she helped me understand. She stood with me long enough to help me see what it is, what it means to be a man. And so we're almost what 25 years in together,
Wow.
and
Hmm.
Congratulations.
and I could tell you right now, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I wouldn't be able to play paintball. I wouldn't be able to have a good job and etc. Because her motivation to me, she held my hands and looked at me and said, "You can do better." You know, and
That's
when she
great.
said that, I had to buckle down my pride. Forget all that. Woman can't tell me what to do. Woman can't do this.
People who say
Nah, I
that are
listened
fucking
to her.
dumb.
Yeah, so I listened to her, man, and she ended up helping me get custody of one of my kids, the whole
Wow.
nine, man. So I did a whole 360-degree turn, man, and now I got a retirement build. I'm playing paintball. I never thought in a million years I'll be playing a fucking sport. I never thought in a million years I have retirement. I never thought in a million years I have what deferred comp. I never thought in a million years I would know to do a podcast. I never thought in a million years I'll be owning a house. I never thought in a million years I'll be damn near about to pay off my first car. I never thought in a million years I would do that. I remember I used to lay on the bed and wonder what it was like to make $2,400 every week.
Holy shit.
But yet I'm laying there high as a kite out there in the streets every day with nothing to do, but
Wow.
just out there, just hanging out, smoking weed, chilling, doing dumb shit. You know what I mean? And so me and Press, man, we changed our lives around, man. And we credit our woman for that every day. Well, I ain't gonna say my woman, my wife. I credit my wife. He credit. I don't know if he married to her yet. I've been on him about that, but you know what I mean. So it's kind of like we just did a whole turnaround, and I'm proud of that. You know what I mean. I got to
Absolutely.
piss real bad.
You got to piss?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, go ahead. Go ahead. We can take a break. We can take a break. You're good.
Yeah.
All right,
Go
I'll be
ahead. Go
right
ahead. Go
back.
ahead. Holy fucking shit.
What an upbringing.
What a fucking insane fucking moment that was. Holy fucking shit, dude. Like, I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep recording. Keep this part in. But, dude, what he said about when he looked his mom in the eyes and she was like, "I have to let you go," dude. That like,
Dude, that like
dude, straight up, dude. That was like no joke. My heartstrings, dude. A fucking playing it like a fiddle with my heartstrings. Like
right,
I love my mom
that,
very much. Me and my mom butt heads very often,
right,
but she's always had unconditional love for me, and she's my mom. I've always had
right.
unconditional love for her. So to think that it has happened to somebody else, bro, my heart breaks.
It was the saying about like not wanting to hear that phone call one day.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I
It's
bet there
just
have been times when I was a troublemaker. I was never anywhere near like that, but I bet there were times my mom was like expecting a call for like that. I was like in trouble or in fucking jail or something. So, Paul, we were just
welcome back.
So
welcome back. I was just talking about how what you were just talking about with your mom and her looking you in the eyes and saying that, how
mhm.
impactful that is. Obviously, the relationship between me and my mom. Like I'm very close to my mom. Like my dad died when I was young, to where I've had my mom my whole life, to where
Mhm.
when that conversation is had, like, oh my god, brother, like
Dude, I cried so much.
I almost cried just now, genuinely.
I cried so much because I had to understand how my mother can't keep going
Through
through
that.
these motions when and when she told me, I dread every day of getting that phone call.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I moved here to California, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell Nobody. My sister, nobody. And I finally called my mom like maybe a year late, after a year, maybe I want to say a year, 3 months, and told her where I was. And she knew I was all right because she didn't get that call. She just was going off of faith, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And when I finally called, and told her what was going on and that I'm in process of getting custody of my son, blah, 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 whatever, it was music to her ears. You know what my mom did?
What?
Soon after my grandmother had no, my grandmother had already passed. My mom, she actually moved out here and she ended up retiring from Santa Rita. My sister is here, my brother's here, everybody moved out here.
What?
That's awesome.
Dude, that is
Yeah,
amazing.
yep, my brother is deaf, my oldest brother.
Uh-huh.
And he California had more opportunities for him anyway
Makes
to
sense.
be able to live like a normal person
Mm-hmm.
versus what Chicago had.
100%.
And so, I told my mom what I was going through. This is when I was with my first wife. And and my mom, she came and she was very happy. And then I divorced my first wife, and that's when I met my wife of now.
Uh-huh.
And hell, that first one, that didn't even last 6 months, but she was a kickstart for me to get my life right,
Yeah.
you know. Um, and so, like I said, they all moved out here, and my mom, she ended up retiring from OPD and uh Santa Rita, and she's now LVN. I think it's, yes. Well, she's still under contract to be registered. I think it's registered nurse or whatever. That's
Yeah, an
like the
RN.
highest paid nurse.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
I see. Yeah, yeah,
RN.
yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. And man, she was making $64 an hour. It's like, yo,
Saving lives, bro, you know?
you know what I mean?
Keeping everybody else
Bro, you
alive.
know what I mean? So, but my whole point is, I had like, let's go back to when I was telling you, I used to lay on the bed high as fuck and be wondering, like, what is it like to get $2,400 a week? And so when I first got my real first job as a bus driver, I was like, this is fucking dope. I still pinch myself till this day, like,
My dreaming.
wow, am I dreaming, And then just to be able to play paintball topped it off.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
bro.
Topped
Cherry
it
on
off.
top.
You
I,
know what I mean? Like to be able to go to World Cup, like people ask me like, how are you able to go to all of these events? You know what I mean? And it's because I was able to I learned how to manage my money. I learned
you
how to
built
my
something.
wife, yeah, my wife taught me how to save money, how to manage money, how to use your money. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm trying to tell people, anybody that's listening, if you are in the streets and you trying to get out of it, the best way to do that is to go somewhere where you don't know nobody. When I came here, I didn't know nobody because when you stay in the same situation you in trying to get your life right, you got too many distractions around. So when you go somewhere where you don't know nobody, now you're a complete stranger to people. Now you could be something that you never were, like a nerd. Like me. I came out here, I became a straight square. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was able to walk up to a flower, smell it, without having somebody on my background. Oh, this motherfucker over here
Fucking
smelling
pussy.
flowers.
Yeah,
You
I
know what I
feel
mean?
that.
Like,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
you see what I'm saying? So,
You can see the beauty of the
and
you can truly see the beauty of the world when people aren't judging you from behind, where it's like when you're like,
mhm.
especially when you respect their opinion and they just kind of fucking hate on you for doing something that's relatively pretty normal. It construes the way your mind is constructed on what is normal.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
wow. So
And that's why I'm saying, like, I I finally got, I remember, I'll never forget this. I got my first check and I went to I think it was the steakhouse from Australia. Can't think of the name of it. Can't think of the name of it.
Outback Steakhouse.
Outback.
Yep.
Treated myself to an Outback steak
That was your first. That was your first like big meal that you paid for.
for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, wow. You know what I
Baller.
mean? Like, this is what it's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so the couple that took me in, they helped me get my first bank account because I never knew what a bank account was like. Right? I was so
Can I
used to
ask a
just,
question real quick? So when you
yeah.
say this couple they picked you up, Do you mean like you were like literally like hitchhiking? Like you came here with nothing? Like
Yeah,
you were homeless?
yep. I had my Chicago ID. I was at the Pittsburgh Bay Point BART station before it is what it is now.
Okay.
And I was flashing my ID and I was sharing my story. And this couple took me in, and they
Wow.
was like, yeah, they took me in. I was like, they knew my story was real,
Do you talk to them
and I
still?
just told them I don't. Yeah, of course.
Fuck yeah, that is
They're like,
awesome, bro. That is amazing.
yeah, yeah. And
Holy shit.
the only thing is that they moved to Nevada, so they can't come out and watch me play, blah blah blah. So, and I was so upset that I didn't get to play the Vegas event,
Mm.
so they could come and see me play or whatever. But yeah, I still talk to them. I talk to them like maybe once or twice a week, let them know how I'm doing. They love my wife.
Yeah.
They love what I do. Um, the last time we all hung out, we was at a comedy show, and stuff like that. And um, the the husband didn't too much care for me, but he calmed down when he saw that I was serious about, because of course he's a man, he's got to protect his household.
100%.
You know what I mean? Right? So, but just by looking at him, I knew that he wasn't playing around, but I was not gonna fuck this up.
You weren't
I was
playing
gonna
around.
go get my
Neither of
stuff.
you guys are playing
Nah,
around. You have a goal and
I
he
was
has
dead
and
serious.
he has security.
My mission was to get married and have a job. That was my mission. But it turned out to be more than that. I got married. I got
Good
custody
job.
of one of my kids. I got a job. Man, let me tell you something. The day that they sent me a letter saying that I was no longer obligated to pay child support because I paid it up, man, I was in the car crying and shit. I
Dude,
felt like I was graduating. It felt like
yeah.
I graduated. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Said because usually when you got all these kids, and you out in the streets, you're gonna be paying child support forever. But
Yeah.
when I got a job, I called them and told them that I want to pay my child support, blah blah blah, because my wife, she was just like, no, 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 we're not gonna have this. If we're gonna be together, you got to take care of your business.
Yep.
So I called them, started paying my child support. Man, I got my job that I'm at now. And within 2 years, I was able to pay off my child support,
Wow.
and now I live I live good. I don't have to worry about no child support payments coming out of my check. I don't have to worry about uh no type of poverty. My bills are paid. And just to even be a homeowner is just crazy. And like I said before, I don't mean to repeat myself, but to be able to play paintball on a national level and go wherever I want to go play, that's even
Magical.
that's even sweet. And you never imagine how many haters I got behind that, bro. I got so many haters behind that.
What would they hate
I ain't
about?
talking about. I'm not talking about paintball.
Yeah.
I'm talking about outside of paintball,
Yeah. What would they hate about?
because I'm in my own lane.
Interesting.
I'm not in a lane. I'm not in a lane that everybody else in.
Oh, I feel.
I'm
Oh, brother,
different.
I feel that.
I'm I'm different. I'm playing, like, people will come to me and say, "Man, paintball ain't no real sport. I play with real guns."
Oh, I get
Man,
that
go
all the
shoot a
time.
motherfucker with a real gun and see if they're gonna say hit and then walk off. No, people at my job, they hate the fact that I'm a paintballer. I got a beautiful wife, and I mind my own business, stay out of my lane. I stay in my lane.
Mm-hmm.
I got so many people hating on the outside of paintball, hating on me being who I am. I'll give an example. I really need to stress this because I want people who is in this position to understand this. I'm one of the most humble people that everybody will ever meet. I'm always laughing. I'm always smiling. I'm always joking. I'm not going to ever be perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I've learned is that a lot of people don't like that. And so people will try to find any reason to discredit you, to tear you down, and etc. because they see you as weak because you laugh, you
Yeah.
smile, you're helping people out.
Look at this
You're a
guy,
humble guy.
fucking
You're a
piece of
nice,
shit,
you
having
know
a
what I
good
mean?
time. You
You know
know?
what I mean?
Yeah.
And they feel that's a sign of weakness, because once you start caring, people will see that as a sign of weakness. I
For
go through
sure.
this all the time, every day, all day, like right up to like to now. I go through this all the time. And then when they see me in person, you know how many times people don't talk shit to me on Instagram, and then I see them at World Cup and I'll be like, what's happening? They
Bruh.
turn they turn a 360-degree turn. Oh, I didn't even know you was that tall. Or they be like, oh, what man, I was just kidding with you, bro. I was just,
Oh my
giving you a hard
God.
time. Fuck
Hiding
out of
behind a
here, man.
screen, that's what that is.
Fuck yeah. Get him
You
the
see
fuck
what I'm
out of here,
saying?
bro.
You're like, you didn't think I was gonna see you in Philly? You know what I mean? When I was in Atlantic City, when I walked up, the dude tapped his shoulder. And I was like, "What's happening, bro?" He's like, "Who are you?" I'm Did it hurt? He was
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit, my bad,
Got
bro."
to shit his
Yeah,
pants.
you know what I mean. So it's kind of like I'm not afraid to walk up on anybody and be like, "What's that shit you talking?" You know what I mean? Because just because I'm 3,000 miles away from you doesn't mean,
You're safe, buddy.
well, you people, yeah, people talk shit to you because they 3,000 miles away and they be on the internet and whatever. But then when you see them live in the show, they like a folding chair. They fold.
For
You
sure.
see what I'm saying? Now,
Mm.
I'm not the toughest guy in the world. I could tell you right now, I done gotten into so many fist fights. I done lost fights. I done won fights. But at the end of the day, there's never been a hole in me, and I don't sugarcoat shit. Now, I try to be the nicest guy I can. I try to stay away from being disrespectful, the whole nine, or whatever the case may be. But you have some people that try to take you there, and I have to. Marcelo Margot praised me one day for taking the high road over a comment. I ain't gonna speak on that comment, but he praised me for that. And that's because, and I learned that from him because there are times Marcelo, even when he was going through what he went through,
Yeah.
he took the high road on things. He took the high road. He didn't waste time arguing with people, going back and forth over shit they don't know nothing about.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm.
thanked him for being a great example to me, even though I'm 54 years old. I'm still growing. I stopped banging at what damn near 30. I stopped banging, so I'm still growing.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm.
what I mean? Everybody in life, I don't give a fuck if you're 90 years old. There is still something in this earth that you will never know. And then
Absolutely.
when you finally know it, you learn something, right? I don't
Mm-hmm.
mean to talk to death, but I'm
No,
just
Joe,
saying,
it's all you.
No, all you.
people got to understand, that just because somebody's caring and love paintball and love people or whatever, that does not mean that they're weak. You
Yeah.
you probably mad because you not that.
I agree. I never really
Mm.
understood like a lot of people who like hate through the internet and hate through comments and hate through DMs. I've never really been that kind of person. I don't think I've ever sent like a hateful DM because it's like I feel like your life has to be so low to just like compare yourself to that person. Be like, oh, like, well, fuck you, buddy. It's like,
Hmm.
what is even constructive? What is positive that I could even bring to my life saying fuck you to a random person on the internet?
It's not
Hmm.
worth it.
It
Hmm.
is not worth it.
It's not worth it.
And people who do that, bro, those are the weak. Those are the real squares. You know why we call them
Hmm.
squares? Because we don't want them around. You know what I'm saying? Right?
And
And
not only
that's actually
that's
where
good.
square
That's
came
good.
from. That's actually where square came from. I don't know if you knew that, but
But but the thing is I just want people to understand, you know, if you're dealing with somebody that's hating on you, if you're dealing with family members hating on you or whatever, just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. Let them see why they hate. You see what I'm saying? A
Mhm.
person don't know how ugly they are until they see themselves, right?
so
You see what
valid.
I'm
Mm.
saying?
You're absolutely right about that.
Right? Because I remember one time I um had a video of somebody grilling me over some bullshit, and then I showed them the video to their face, and they was just like, "Man, my
Oh,
bad, Pete.
full 180 to like,
My
oh shit, I gotta back up.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because the thing is that I can't get enough of saying this. People will talk so much shit away from you, but then when you're right there with them, they change up a whole turn because when you stand on business at that moment you see them on
Yeah,
site. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to run up on you and on site. I just want to know what's that shit you talking.
and
I'm
that's a lot
here.
of growth.
Let's
I just want to say,
Yeah.
Paul, that's a lot of growth because like you said that like you came from gangbang and you came from tons of fights, like winning some, losing some. That's a lot of growth to put down the fists and pick up the words as liberal and sissiness as that sounds. Absolutely, it is not. Because the thing is, if you're willing to
Hmm.
put your fucking hands on somebody over some words, bro, you are a pussy. You know what I'm
You're
saying? It's
weak.
like
Yeah.
you have to
Hmm.
be able to have a dialogue and you have to be able to find common ground with people, or else they're just going to be just those hateful people, and it is disgusting. So
Now, I ain't perfect, though.
That is, none of us are, Paul. None of us are, and none of us will be.
I am not perfect. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm not perfect. I've slipped up a couple of times. I like the dude that ran the cart into my wife and smacked the shit out of him. You know what I mean? Like, dude, what is you doing? You know, and
that's protecting your home.
But I'm not the toughest guy in the world. You know what I mean? When I look at Marvin Gerber, I'm like, I can't beat this guy.
Marv's a big guy.
Marv's a big guy. He's swole. You know what I mean? But I won't back down. I'm not gonna just let him talk shit to me.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? But that's, you know, I'm just using Marv as an example.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, so like I said, you know, I just want people to understand, if you're going through that, that's, to me, that's lightweight bullying.
Interesting.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you are a nice person. You do for others. You care. And to other people, that's a sign of weakness. That's lightweight bullying.
I like that you're using that word bullying, because bullying, when I was taught that word, I was a juvenile, right? When you use the word bully, it kind of seems like some playground banter. You know what I'm saying? Or some obviously not banter, but like not good. You know, shit talk. That just is so fucking lame. You know, like
it is. It's lame. What are you getting out of it?
Yeah.
What are you getting out of it? What are you getting out of it? Finding delight in someone's downfall.
Absolutely.
You never kick somebody when they're down. I never kick even if I don't. I'm not gonna say no names, but there's a pro player that went through something that I didn't like. I don't like him, but when he went through something, I didn't kick him when he was down. I literally reached out in the text and said, "Bro, do you need anything?" You see what I'm saying? His response back was, "No, I'm good." He left it at that, but I did my part.
The fact that you've reached a hand out is more than 90% of what other people will do. And that's one thing that I pride us on at FTS.
I don't find delight in other people's downfalls. I don't. I just don't. When people was getting on,
I get hurt when I see people that I know like fail. You know, I never want to see a friend fail, and I guess that's the hard part about like being in. At least, sorry, I'm not trying to change the topic or anything. That's kind of why it's hard for me with paintball, is because I have all of my friends are on these teams. Like, I have a friend on basically every single team that's in the NXL. I have a friend on it. Only one person can win. Only one team can win. Right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, I'm not saying like fuck you because like my friend's on this team, but obviously I just put up that video of me heckling fucking P-Mob, but whatever, right?
You better stop it.
the crowd needs to get rowdy, but anyway, like I would never like prey on someone else's downfall. I just think that kind of just shows like you're like a weak individual, and like you don't have a broad enough spectrum for yourself to see where you're gonna go, to where you're like, I'm just gonna fucking hate on other people. I'm just gonna
at that point I hope you get knocked out.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I don't wish harm on nobody, but if you find delight in kicking people when they're down, man, now I hope that same shit happened to you, just so you can see how that other person felt.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, you know, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you now. I don't mind sharing this.
Okay.
I was fired from my job 4 years ago. I got into it with an OG at the job. And this OG was like literally in my face.
Oh shit.
I let this man put his finger in my face, whole shit. Right? I mean, he in my face, damn near spitting, you know, the whole shit. Of course, in my mind, the first thing is my wife, because I got to explain to her why I lost my job. Right? I never once touched that man. I never threw a punch, none of that shit. I was like, whatever, dude. One of the other OGs came in and he said, man, cut that shit out.
To the other guy?
I understood. No, both of us. He was telling both of us to cut that shit out.
Okay.
I said, well, you know what? What the fuck ever. Mind you, I got to go back to this part. How the whole shit started was he was going through something. I'm telling you, this is deep. I need everybody listening. This is very, very deep.
I'm in.
I'm coming out. He's parked, blocking you, you know, so you go a clean sweep into the gate to get out.
Okay.
So I goes around. I ain't thinking. but my car started beeping because I'm about to hit the beam.
Yeah.
He pulls up behind me real fast. He honking his horn like crazy. I pulled the window. I said, bro, I gotta get the fuck out. I gotta back the fuck up. He gets out the car. He comes to the window. He's like, you a bitch ass, blah, 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 blah. I get out the car. I'm like, bro, you don't see this shit right here? I'm trying to explain to whatever. He losing his mind, right?
Yeah, he doesn't care what you're explaining.
Yeah, he doesn't care. You know, mind you, he's got his finger in my face, whatever. Another OG comes in and he says, cut that shit out. So I'm like, what the fuck ever. That's exactly what my words were. What the fuck ever, dude. Turn around, dude stole on me from behind.
What? Holy
right?
shit.
Oh yeah, he stole on me from behind. I turned around. Everybody decided to just like stay out of it.
What do you mean stole on? Sorry, for the people listening, what do you mean stole on?
he hit me. He hit me.
Gotcha. Just want to make sure. That's what I knew. I just want to make sure because
we assume that.
Amen.
Yeah, that's old school. So, I was dazed or whatever, and everybody, after that shit happened, everybody dispersed because it was a camera, but the camera actually wasn't even working. A lot of people didn't know that.
Oh fuck.
Oh.
So, and I was dependent on that because they would have told whatever. So long story short, they fired both of us, and it was his word against mine, and I ended up getting my job back because our job is union. I got my job back.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, I want to say 5 months later, and one of the most humbling things I ever said was the business agent was like, "Do you want back pay?" I said, "No, I don't need back pay because I've only been out for 4 or 5 months. I got the back pay in my bank account. I'm cool. I don't need back pay. I just want to go back to work, and as long as I get to keep my seniority, blah blah blah," which they did.
That's awesome.
I went up to that dude and told him I forgive him.
Wow.
I forgave him.
That takes a real man.
And you know why? Let me tell you, this is where it gets deep. He spazzed out that day. You know why?
Why?
He was sick. He was sick.
Interesting. Like he could have.
Yeah. I don't know if it was cancer or whatever.
Okay.
He was sick and he died 2 years after we came back to work.
No way. Holy shit.
Oh gosh.
And so the blessing for me behind that was I was able to forgive him. And I actually saw him on the road and I threw the peace sign up to him.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So that's Paul. That's did Paul. It hurt? Wow. See what I'm saying? I've learned how to forgive. You know what I mean? And I, a lot of people don't understand the power of forgiveness and what comes behind that. It was a clarity for me. You know what I mean? And when this happened, everybody at my job started talking shit, spreading rumors, saying I got beat up, this and this and that. And people the thing ruthless. is I could have annihilated. Look, I could have fought back, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'd have fought back, it would have been harder for me to get my job back. Because for him to get his job back, it took him almost 2 years to get his job back.
And he hit you.
Because he swung.
And he hit me. Oh, hey, look. So we went to the union meeting. When you're in the union and you get fired, you have to present your case to the union for them to approve, for the union members to approve. Right? No, to take it to arbitration. They have to. The union members have to approve, take you to arbitration.
Interesting.
Union members was like, wait a minute, he got fired and he got hit? And so they voted, to arbitrate. Right. So they voted to arbitrate my case. So the district worked out a agreement to bring me back. Last chance agreement, basically 2 years. Don't get into no competition.
Probation.
Nobody. He went through the whole thing. They told him he wanted the back pay, and they basically told him, no, we're not going to give you back pay because he didn't even accept back pay.
Mm.
See what I'm saying? Why are we going? Because they didn't want to. They workplace violence. You don't get back pay for that.
No, you don't.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So my whole point of that is that everybody at the job was talking shit, everything, till this very day. I ended up getting a position as chair of a system that I helped build, and people was just like, he got fired. How can he get that position? But what a lot of people don't understand is that I asked God, why did I have to go through this? God said to me that, well, it's not that God said to me, but it was revealed to me. Well, you can say God said it, but
Yeah.
it was revealed to me. I felt like the reason why I went through this is because he wanted to show me that I could take everything away from you and give everything back to you and give you more than what you asked for. So when I came back to work, not only did I come back to work, I came back as a chair of a position.
Wow.
You see
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And so till this very day, to the people that hate on me at the job, I tell them, well, go talk to God about it and see how that works out.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is you're getting Paul right now. And I don't mind sharing what I got going on because the simple fact is this is everyday damn life.
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to play paintball gets my mind from all of that. Because when I'm at that start box, I
Everything's
ain't
gone.
thinking about my wife. I ain't thinking about no bills. I ain't thinking about shit. All I'm thinking about is protecting my brother,
Yes.
getting my brother up the field, and take care of business.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm the way I am, y'all. That's facts, man. I'm one of the coolest people anybody can ever meet. I'm not perfect. I'm gonna have my little issues. I may get butt hurt sometimes,
We
whatever,
all
on a
do
comment or
sometimes.
whatever case. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, when you fucking sit down and rap with me, you see what I'm saying? It's like, you be like, people will walk away like, you know what, this motherfucker actually cool. You see what
100%.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
What an inspirational story.
Absolutely. And I'm not. I'm agnostic. I wouldn't say I'm religious, but I ask a lot of questions. That's very interesting that you say that, Paul. That's very revealing to me. Have you been a man of faith your whole life, or did you
Yes, I
turn?
have. I have.
Okay,
It's just that I ignored it.
interesting.
If God had a
Mm.
calling for me, I felt like I ignored it.
Okay,
But I always ask every day. I always ask God every day to let me know if we cool.
that's
I'm
awesome.
being real with you. I
Yeah,
ask God every day, God, is we
Mm.
cool?
yeah.
And He'll send me a time and let me know, and I'm cool. The doves, they're doves. The doves. When I hear them,
They're a sign.
I always believe that God is letting me know me and Him cool. I feel like I'm a friend of God.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
so when I feel like I'm really blessed a lot because I'm very forgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very forgiving. People could talk shit to me, whatever it case me. Now, sometimes I'll cut people. Now, if I know you with the shit and I can see that you completely hate me, I'll cut you completely off.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got no. I'll block you, all of that because I ain't got time. I don't have time for that bullshit. I don't have time for that hate. And I'm learning now to stop going back and forth with people on social media.
For sure.
You see what I'm saying?
For
I had to
sure.
tell somebody today, you reaching for an argument, bro. We not finna do that.
For
You
sure.
see what I'm saying? And I just move on. You know what I mean? Because I'm all about securing my peace.
Mm-hmm.
You see
That's
what I'm
amazing,
saying?
Paul.
And for all you youngsters out there, I want you to understand it's okay to be a square, man. It's okay to be a nerd, man. It's okay to go smell flowers. It's okay to go see something you ain't never seen before. It's okay to listen to your woman. If her intentions, if you know her intention is great and to better you, it's okay to listen to your woman, man. It's
Absolutely.
okay if your woman is out there working and you at home playing video games all day. It's okay to go fix a full course meal to make sure she ain't got to cook when she go home.
Mm-hmm.
When she come home,
Hmm.
it's
It.
okay.
That's a very.
It's okay to love up on your woman. It's okay. It's okay to take walks. It's
Absolutely.
okay to talk to God. It's okay. It's okay to talk to pray to God
in front of people. It's okay to not hate anybody. It's okay to not discriminate on anybody. Let me show you something real quick. I'm not Mexican. You see this?
That looks sick.
I'm not Mexican. This is a poncho.
Hell yeah.
I wear this shit because I love the Hispanic community.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I love the Hispanic community. Every time I'm around the Hispanic community, they treat me like a son.
Absolutely. I have a long going thing with a lot of my friends that are. Uh oh. We lose you? Headphones die?
Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, brother? Can you hear us?
My headphones went dead. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can still hear.
Okay, so like I said, I just love everybody, man.
Absolutely.
I just love everybody.
It's funny what you say about the Hispanic community, because like me and Caden have a long going thing with like our people, with our friends from Mexico and our friends from Colombia. Is every time we see them, we are always like, familia. It doesn't matter where we are, right? We just let out a big familia, and we just give each other a big hug. Like I know you remember VG, right? From Capital Edge VG.
Yeah.
Right? So every time I see him, because that guy is like the Colombian paintballer. Anybody who's played paintball in Colombia probably knows VG. And the amount of people that I have seen him train, right? And every single one of them has always been like, familia, and giving me a big hug. Right? So
that's how it should be.
The Hispanic community in paintball is fantastic. You're absolutely right about that, Paul. You're absolutely right about that. And the important thing is that we have to know to love everybody in the sport. Absolutely everybody. And it's easy to leave a comment of hate. It is easy to hate on somebody, right? If it was hard, nobody would do it. Or I guess I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. But people talk shit because it is just so easy. Like the first thing that if I were to watch a brand new noob play, I'd be like, oh man, this guy's form fucking sucks. Like, but I'm not gonna comment that. You know, you got to be like, hey, buddy, you should work on this with your form, right? And just stuff like that.
Yeah.
It just seems like there is just a ton of negativity in this world that we have to use each other to pick each other up. And I like that. That's what you use with your podcast, Paul. And that's one thing that when I went on your podcast first and eventually this was born, dude, I think of you all the time where I'm like, man, like I need to be nicer to people. I need to be, the better person. You've always been a straight shooter with me, Paul, and I've always respected that. Right. And, funny fucking story. It sucks Brando's not here to tell this, but I remember, this one's a little bit on the funny side. Me and Brando we're stretching on the field, and I don't know if you remember this, Paul, but you walked up to us, and you're like, man, I don't know what the hell's going on with jerking off. That shit's gay as hell. And me and Brando were like, what the fuck? And he's like, you're like, man, a man's dick is for a woman. If you think about it, you just touch another man's dick. And
wait, was I also there? I feel like I know this story.
Dude, when you first told me that, Paul, I was like, it was like a fucking tornado ripped through my head, and I was like rethinking everything. I was like, holy shit, I think he's right. So you're one of those people, Paul, that without a doubt, dude, you've always had a positive influence on my life. I genuinely listened to your podcast, genuinely. Right.
Thank you. Oh man,
I'm a big fan of you, and seeing how far you've come and just hearing how far you've come. Hey man, trying to keep it with the Coke Zero, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to you guys, man.
Cheers, boys. Cheers. Fucking love you guys. But
Can I just say, I feel like it's such a blessing that you're here. Like even thinking about like the recent episodes we've had, and with like your backstory, Paul, and then we had Lastro on last week. It really goes to show that, like, you never know somebody's upbringing, and just proves that you gotta be nice. Like, and it's really,
you should be
really
nice.
Awesome to
you
see.
should be nice.
It's really awesome to see where you come from, and just what you bring and who you are today because of your past. I think there's real power in that.
Dude, that would be so hard to bounce back from. Getting shot and burned and left for dead. Bro, that would, the average person, Paul, that would leave a fucking dark hole of vengeance in their heart. And the fact that you have bounced back from that, dude, you truly are someone special, Paul. Genuinely. I'm very proud of you, bro. I know I'm young, but I'm very proud of you. Seriously.
I am proud of y'all too, man, because, you know, like I said, when I came on to DMG, I felt like family instantly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And y'all would, you know, tell me what I'm doing wrong, blah, 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 you know. And, you know, it's just like, you know, everything that I went through in my life and everything I'm going through now, you know, the hatred, I've realized that I'm going to always continue to go through this hatred
100%.
for the rest of my life.
As long as people breathe, people are going to hate.
The world is now.
As long as someone breathes, people are going to hate.
Yeah. And so, you know, I'm okay with that. You know, I just, you know, all it's doing is helping me understand how to respond to it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, you know, like I said, man, shoot, man, I love it. I love it. You know, I get more joy of watching people say to me, like, bro, how are you doing paintball at your age? Like,
people ask me all the time about that. Like, damn, look at that guy out there fucking diving. And I'm like, that's Paul, bro. That guy knows what's up, dude. I go, that is Did It Hurt Paul.
Bro, because paintball, it helps me with my anxiety, anger, whatever the case would be. And then when I come home, I'm not even tripping. I ain't trying to argue with nobody. I'm cool because I know I have something to live for. Now that's the wrong way. I have something to look forward to, which is Sunday. So I'm all week. I ain't trying to fuck up, so I can make sure I'm at practice Sunday.
Yeah, you know, and
I
thought what you just said there is actually pretty valid. Finding someone to live for, bro. That is a thing where, like, I've talked about this with my girlfriend very recently. I was a guy 3 years ago, bro. Single till I fucking die, bro. Like I honestly thought I was never really going to be in a relationship, anything past casual. And bro, like what you said, like sometimes listening to a woman is genuinely what you need. There's a balance. There's a reason why there's men and women, right? They bring something to the table that you just don't even know yet until you have it. And finding someone to live for like that, to influence your decisions every single day, truly is something fantastic, right? I mean, you're like, man,
well said.
I don't want to punch this guy in the fucking face because now I got to go home and tell my wife that I got fired because I punched a guy in the fucking face. Instead, I can go home and tell her, babe, it was a fucking horrible day. Like I lost my job, but you would be proud of like what I did not do.
Bro, let me tell you what my wife said to me. You know what she said to me?
What'd she say?
Take this as a vacation.
Oh, let's fucking go. That's a great wife right there, dude. You know,
I'll never forget that.
Woman.
Oh man, she's like, well, take this as a vacation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got to do the backyard. I was able to help my grandkids.
If you swung,
you know,
you would not get that response if you swung. So that is fantastic.
Because she knew I was gonna get. She knew the union was gonna take my case. She knew I was gonna get my job back. Everybody at the job knew I was gonna get my job back. You know what I mean? Because they, you know, you just have to go through the motions to get it back, which is union, arbitration, whatever. But for me, I didn't have to go to arbitration.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I didn't have to go to arbitration. So, you know, like I said, man, I had something to live for, man. I thought about my wife the whole damn time. And
That's
going
amazing,
and explaining to her, man, please, when the drug man pulls me off the bus, I'll be like, yeah. You know what I mean? Because I ain't got nothing to hide. I ain't been smoking weed. You know what I mean? I'm finna go sit for 3 hours and get paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just take this drug test. You know what I mean? And so I feel good about that, man. I do, man. Paintball is just has added something for me to live for.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like this year,
I agree with that.
I'm not playing CPL fully. I am going to coach Paradox.
Interesting.
I'm going to miss the first event.
Okay.
But I'm going to coach them on the second event. And then you know, I'm going to get back on the field and put them cleats back on in June so I can get ready for World Cup.
Okay.
Um, the thing is, all of this that I got planned ahead is just exciting for me and is why I do what I do and why I think the way I think because I want to play paintball. It's going to be so hard for me to retire from paintball. I can tell you right
You
now,
never
I'm
will.
going to be boo-hooing. I'm going to be boo-hooing, crying because look, dude, I'm 54 years old, bro. My body is like at some point going to be telling me you need to go sit your
I don't
ass
know. I've
down
seen I've
somewhere.
seen the way you dive. I think you'll be fine for another 50, bro. I don't know. You know, you're killing it, bro. Seriously.
You know what I mean?
People see you
So
dive, they're like, man,
I
did it hurt? And they're like, nah, I'm Paul. You know?
no, you know what? One of the comments I got in Louisiana, they was just like, bro, how old are you? And I think at the time I was 52. And I told them I was 52, and my skin is all nice and smooth, whatever. And if I got a fade, you really can't see all the gray. But then when I took off the mask, they see the gray or whatever. And I tell them I'm 52. And they're like, wait a minute, nah, you ain't 52 diving like that, bro. And I'm
Mhm.
like, you have no idea how I've been trained to dive.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, dude,
Shout
I
out
took
to
a course in Marv's
Mars.
diving
Mars
school, bro.
diving course.
Hey, if anybody's listening and you don't know how to dive, dude, hey, hit up our guy, Kills for Cash on Instagram. That's his Instagram. Ask him for diving lessons. I guarantee he'll give it to you. I don't know about for free, but
I never thought
unless you're a real friend.
at 50 some years old I'd be diving full blown like that. Like,
Paul, I'm gonna tell
dude, I
you
never
this.
thought.
You ready for this? Some people will, I think it's like 40% of adults have not sprinted since high school.
Mm,
Do you know how
yeah,
many
that's deep.
people that is?
So crazy.
Like genuinely look at it. Like the person that you sit down to next at work. When do you think they sprint do you think they have sprinted in the last 10 years?
40-yard dash.
You know what I'm
No.
saying? Exactly. Nah. And the fact that you're doing that, Paul, bro, that is some serious motivation that everybody who's looking to have a life full of longevity and be active needs to take some notes from you. So I know we're hitting the 2-hour mark, but I got a couple more questions I want to ask you, Paul.
I got a question.
Okay.
I got a question too.
Go
I'll
ahead,
ask
Caden. Go.
also.
Go, Caden.
I'll go first. All right. For the people that don't know, where does the title "Did It Hurt" come from?
Oh, I shot somebody and he was like, man, that hurted, man. I'm gonna call you Did It Hurt. I don't even remember the dude. And then I just took it and ran with it.
Wow.
Oh hell yeah!
That's fucking
Hell
awesome,
yeah.
actually.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I was like,
So-
I started it using it on my PlayStation first. So once I started using it on my PlayStation, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep that name. Did It Hurt? And
Yeah.
then there it is.
And that guy
You're,
probably
you're
doesn't even
blessed
know
with
that
the
you
name that was
born
given
that.
to you.
What's that?
The guy probably didn't even know that he birthed that whole thing. You know, your whole ideology.
Yeah.
Right? What'd you say, Caden? I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
didn't interrupt.
That's what I'm saying. He was given the name.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
amazing. Right? And so one thing I wanted to ask you, what are the 5 keys to a longevity, to a life full of longevity when you want to stay active and you want to perform well and you want to be able to do these huge dives that, bro, an average 52-year-old would fucking break every bone in their body doing? Like what is the thing that leads you up to that? You know? Is it vitamins?
It's preparation,
Is it
man.
like I eat an onion every single day at 2:00? Is it like one of those?
Yep.
I'm
Nah,
writing this down
it
trying to
ain't.
get my parents to do it.
That's what I'm saying. I gotta get my
Basically,
mom.
man, ice baths and that sauna, portable sauna. I promise you, it is the best thing walking.
Okay.
I got a portable sauna in my garage right now, and I can go sit in there for 45 minutes. You do that 4 times a week. I don't care how old you are. You do that 4 times a week, you will see a difference not only in your knees and your back or what etc. You even notice a difference in your digestive system, everything. Your skin gets clearer.
Interesting.
Your skin exfoliates everything. Like, even if you got razor bumps in the back of your neck, you do that 4 times a week in the sauna, and razor bumps are gone.
Wow.
See what I'm saying? Ice baths. Now I'm 54, so it's I'm going to gain people on how to do an ice bath in the beginner stage.
Okay.
All you have to do is fill your tub up with cold water that you can stand. Then you have You sit in that cold water for a minute, then you have someone pour ice in it,
Mm.
and then you stay in there for another 10 minutes. That's how I started. Now, me personally, I can actually pour ice in there and I can sit in there for like 5, 7 minutes,
Wow.
right? But if I want the maximum 10, 15 minutes, I'll just run regular cold water. And then I have my wife, after I done sat in there for like 5 minutes, I have her pour the ice in there and I'm good. At ice, what happens is the ice, your body is trying to warm up.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes your blood move faster,
Shivering.
which causes your body to heal faster.
Mm.
A lot of people don't
Okay.
understand that,
You ever seen that
right?
movie Wanted?
When you do,
Where it's
yeah,
like
I've
the
seen
one
it.
where it's like Curve the Bullet, you know? I
Yeah.
remember after like
Mhm.
you would get shot like 30 times and they put him in like this ice bath and it's like there's like a wax coating on the front and he like breaks out of it and he's fine. So that's what I'm picturing for you. So
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
Because like I said, your body is trying to warm up, and for it to warm up, the blood has to circulate faster,
Mm.
Mhm.
and that's how you heal faster. That's why when people do ice baths twice a week, they're able to go out there and perform because their body is actually healed,
Wow.
right? When you do the sauna, like I said, it exfoliates your skin, it warms up your muscles, it actually helps your blood circulation. It takes down high blood pressure, everything, and you sweat out all the antioxidants or whatever. I can't think, never get that right. But the bad stuff, you sweat out all the bad stuff.
Yep.
You sleep better. You sleep so better. And my wife did it yesterday for the first time. She
Wow.
went upstairs. She slept so good. She said she felt different.
Wow.
You see what I'm
That's
saying?
all. You're teaching her
So
that. That's
that
awesome.
Yeah, so that's how I'm able to play. I don't lift weights. I do like crunches with weights or whatever. But as far as like all that and all that
You're not
stuff,
going to the
I
gym
don't do all
pumping
that.
iron.
No. And then on top of that, stretching every single day.
Absolutely.
Whenever you get a chance, you gotta stretch. I drive a bus, and I have to stretch even before I drive the bus. Doing squats. Oh, one more thing, 20-minute workouts. You can go on YouTube, find you a 20-minute workout, something easy. I promise you, you'll be good.
Oh yeah. Chat GPT,
I
dude.
don't like the gym. You'll never catch me at the gym.
If you type into Chat GPT, give me a 20-minute workout that'll get me huffing and puffing. They will make multiple workouts for you. One for Tuesday, one for
Hmm.
Thursday, one for Saturday. And then off days. And it will have a preparation for that, right? AI is beautiful in that type of way where it will give you that instant information. We're American. I want that shit now. The problem with Google now is like, it's like, hey, how do I make spaghetti? And then it'll give you all these fucking websites
Hmm.
about how spaghetti was made and this shit. It's like, no, dude, I want to know how to make. I want a yes or no answer on, do I need this in spaghetti? Yes, you need this. AI is just so powerful because of it's just so instantaneous with information. Sorry.
I
Right?
got I gotta say this. You remember when I used to wear the little protection at the
Yeah.
top of my head?
The full bounce cap. I do.
That was actually one of my
Yeah.
questions.
Oh, that was it? Okay. So that's called an F90. You can find it on Amazon. Just type in F90 head protection.
Mhm.
That I wore that because I have this little big, giant, huge knot right here. I was running from the police and they snatched me off the fence and I hit my head on the corner of the
Holy fuck.
concrete and it created me to have a this big ass bump on the top of my head. It's actually a bone. It was soft tissue that turned into a bone.
Hematoma?
So there's this, huh?
Is that what it's called? Hematoma?
Oh, I don't know the name. That's too advanced for me. I'm
Gotcha.
just,
Gotcha.
you know what I mean? So it was soft tissue turned into a bone, which created this big ass heel on my head.
Okay.
Every time I got hit in it, it was very, very, very,
Excruciating.
very painful. I can get hit yeah, I can get hit anywhere else. And one time I got hit in it, and I went to the hospital, and they said I ended up getting a concussion.
Holy fuck.
So I wore that. I wore that to protect that. Now that I've gotten better skilled in paintball, I don't wear it anymore because I got better. I don't get hit in the top of the head like that anymore. Right.
Yeah.
I want to encourage people that it is okay to wear head protection. If you look into the rule book and the NXL, it tells you clearly that head protection is encouraged.
100%.
So you can actually wear it. I've wore it in the NXL event, and they tried to question it. I broke out the rule
As
book,
long as it's
and
2
it was
layers,
like,
you're good.
have fun. Exactly, have fun. So um, if you are afraid to get, if you are a senior like me, or you're younger and you're not that developed yet, and you're taking shots to the head like that, it's okay to wear head protection. And the one that I would prefer for everybody to wear is called the F90. Just go on Amazon, type in F90 head protection. It'll pull right on up. It's what soccer players wear to learn how to head bunt the ball.
Interesting.
Mhm.
I never knew that.
I
Wow.
was gonna say it definitely would have been helpful for me because Hatch, you were there
I
this
do
past
remember.
World Cup.
I do remember.
I hate wearing beanies. I need my flow going,
The
get my
Klama's the
mojo.
perfect for me.
But yeah, there was a time where I was crawling the snake and the guy was like
Waiting for
barely
him.
even 5 feet in front of me, and
He,
wrote me.
he shoots your
extra.
pack first, and then he gives you like 5 in the
Wow.
head. He shoots his
Yeah,
pack
shoots you in the
first,
pack
and then
twice.
shoots him 5 in the
Ooh.
head.
And then
And then if
just
I did that,
straight up the head.
if I did that, I'm getting fucking banned. If I did that.
Yeah.
But now, but if people do it to us, it's a-okay. It's a-okay if people do it to us because we're fucking DMG. Dedication makes goobers. You know what I'm saying?
Video I posted on my story and that video on my phone where you just see like the 2 or 3 paintball shots from my head where I'm just like bleeding from.
Yeah, that was definitely a gnarly shot. I do remember that. And
Yeah.
You can't let your ego get in the way of paintball, bro. You have to do
100%.
whatever it takes to protect yourself so you can compete at the highest level. So when
100%.
you let your ego get in the way, whatever the case may be, like some of y'all cats, especially you, Hatch, you don't wear no chest protection. You be out. You as soon as you take your jersey off, bro, you look like you done took like 80 lashes. You know what I mean?
Amen,
Like this
amen.
guy, man, somebody that just went up to him and just Mike Tyson them 20 times,
Yeah.
But for me, I have no shame. I will tell you in a minute. Yeah, fuck yeah, I got a chest protection on. I'm 54 fucking years old. And then,
Oh yeah.
you guys said something earlier, how people get mad, how players get mad when you're getting taken out by somebody that's not as good as you.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I wear all that shit, and then when I take you out, you get mad. Hey, everything I got on is the reason why I was able to do you the way I did.
I just
Hell yeah.
fucking
See what I'm
got shit
saying?
on by a guy wearing a fucking Ford F-150 hat or whatever the fuck you said earlier. What'd you say?
The F90.
F90, F90, F90. That's what it was. But man, Paul, dude, I just want to say, bro, genuinely is a blessing to have you on here. I've been wanting to have you on here, dude. So story time. Before Ryan, like when Ryan was kind of on his way out, I was like, oh, dude, let's get Did It Hurt on, right? And I don't know if you saw you were like the kind of competition, right? Because obviously you had another podcast, right? And so I was fighting to get you on. And then he was like, then Ryan left, right? So now I'm in control of everything. When I was like, I'm gonna ask him again, and I asked you again, you shot me down. I'm like, that's what I fucking get. You know.
Oh wow.
But I just want to say, Paul, it is a absolute blessing to have you on, dude. Your story, genuinely, and I'm not even saying this lightly, bro, changed my life. My whole perception on the way I'm looking at a lot of this is very open now, right? I'm not saying that I'm like a man of God or anything like that, right? But
yeah, I got you.
a lot of the stuff, like you were conveying a lot of lessons that I don't have to learn the hard way, and that's one thing that, especially with your, I wouldn't say old age, but because you're our elder and we respect our elders around here on FTS. When you don't have to learn those lessons, you can kind of see it be played out through someone else and see how horrible something was through somebody else. It's a wake-up call, right?
Yeah.
And obviously I'm not going to do anything like that would get me in that any kind of ballpark that you were in, Paul, right? Because through your story, bro, it's almost traumatizing to me. Even picturing that in my mind is so scary, bro. No joke. And I'm glad I'm truly glad that you are here with us. I think that you are an absolute unit and a tank for what you've been through. Most people would have so much hate in their heart, genuinely. And the fact that you are willing to help other people, stay humble, and and another thing is that a lot of people don't do is create content, right? I think you need to be, this is just me being honest, I think you need to be a little bit more consistent with it on the Did It Hurt podcast, because that's a great podcast, genuinely, right? A lot of people, like, I always respect that you were all about the divisionals, right? Here on FTS, we're a little bit of both, right? I don't really give too many fucks about the pros, right? Obviously, I want to play pro one day, but I like having pros on. I like having media guys on here. And I like having people that I care about on here first and foremost, right? And you're one of those people that I care about, Paul. It is truly great to have you on, bro. We've known each other for a long time, Paul. It's funny. My girlfriend, when she was running like the DMG booth, like where we like selling some fruit and stuff like that, right? And
oh yeah,
she told me she met your wife one time, right? And she was like, "Oh, like who are you with?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm here with my husband. Did it hurt?" And she's like, "I know him." Right? And because obviously you've been introduced to my girlfriend and all that stuff, so it is amazing just like how close knit the community is, to where, you know, our women can talk to each other and have that nice conversation of, you know, they don't play, but they get it from a partner standpoint. That's common ground between them, and it causes great conversation for them, you know. So that was one thing she wanted me to tell you. She wanted me to tell you that your wife is fantastic. She's a great person. She's nice. And you know, now that we're kind of on our way out, fading out for the podcast. So
I got to do this one time.
Oh, absolutely,
I got to do this one time.
Let's hear it.
I want to shout out Matt Ingles for the leftovers.
Yep, Matt Ingles, love that guy. I want to
shout out. Yeah, that's my dude. I want to shout out the Paradox, you know, allowing me to be involved in their family and, you know, coaching or whatever the case may be. Shout out to Marv being my guy. Shout out to Play the Game podcast, Marcelo, Tyler, to young Stevie, they're my guys, you know what I mean? And, you know, I just want to shout out the whole entire paintball community. You guys, all of you changed my life, and I got a shot right here for all of you. And I love you all. I love you, Hatch. I love you. I love you all. And, you know, hey, it was an honor and a pleasure to have you guys. Shout to you guys.
Absolutely, Paul. You're the man.
You the man. It's time for me to get on Battlefield 6. Let's go.
Let's go, boys. Where can people find you at? If people want to follow you and see what you're up to with all your shenanigans, where can people find you at?
You can find me at did it underscore hurt. You know, did it with the line underscore hurt on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok, did it hurt 50. I don't have Facebook because I just don't do Facebook. You can also find me on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, baby.
Did it, all capital letters, did it, minus sign, hurt, minus, no, did, minus, hurt, no. All right. It's did it, it's did, minus sign, it, minus sign, hurt, minus sign. You can find me on PlayStation and PlayStation Battlefield, whatever the case would be. And you can go on Spotify, Did It Hurt Podcast. You can go on Apple Podcasts to listen to Did It Hurt Podcast. And if there's any divisionals that have an interest in being on the show and want to share their life stories or whatever the case may be, please hit me up. Don't be scared. Hit me up. We'll get you on and we'll talk about it. Shout out to my co-host, Tanner Cohen, who is owner of Bourbon Ballers Paintball team. Really awesome dude. I'm glad to have him as a co-host. I cannot forget about him.
Absolutely. When I was on the podcast talking to him, and he had that southern twang on him, you know, I was like, damn, this guy knows what's up, dude, right? So he was a cool guy, and let me tell you, as a guy who, I mean, I brought Caden on very recently as a co-host because I was like, man, Brando's getting really busy, Ryan's gone, like, I need help, and he's my main man, you know? So it takes a lot of courage and a lot of trust to genuinely pick a partner that you want to, in a way, like start a business with, in a way. You know, because if podcasts are anything, it is a business of talking, right? And
fellowshipping,
right? And it's amazing what we have in the not only paintball but podcast community, right? And let me tell you, I will love every single paintball podcast, Play the Game, the Center 50, Did It Hurt, Planet Paintball podcast, Explore Paintball. Right, every single in the pits, every single one. We're all in this together. Genuinely, it is community, not competition. If we start looking at each other like, "Oh man, fuck this guy. This guy's my competition," we will genuinely never grow the game.
You know what would be dope?
What's up?
if all the podcasts did one episode together. That would be so.
You know, I
fucking
think it
That'd
would
be
be
dope.
sick.
insane.
I think it would be sick in person. We should do it in person, where it's like you know what, like the Hormesis booth. You know, all the podcasts, like all podcast media meeting up at the Hormesis booth, and we just have like a long
Yeah.
like autograph signing with every single podcast included.
On World Cup,
Right?
too.
How
Yeah.
sick would that be? How sick would that be?
Yeah.
That would be
Right?
cool.
And yeah, Paul, you are a fucking gem of a person, and bro,
Thank you.
it has been amazing having you on. Thank you for telling your story, bro. Seriously. And I'm gonna
All
remember
right,
it
on.
for
I
a long
appreciate
time.
it, man. Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely.
Really
So
grateful. Appreciate it.
before we leave, Caden, hit me with it, bro. Give me a cool guy of the week.
Cool guy of the cool gal
Gal.
of the week. Cool gal of the week is this person called Crystal Yang.
Crystal Yang.
Saw this thing online about this chick who made like these AI powered like games to help like with blind and visually impaired students.
Oh, wow. That's
She's
dope.
from
That is awesome.
Texas.
Can you send a clip of that? Do you have a clip or anything of that?
I don't know if I have a clip, but I have an article. I'll send you an article.
Hell yeah, I'll put it on the page for like 2 seconds if for the speed readers.
Here, let me-
That's
Yeah.
what the glasses, the Ray-Bans do, like for the blind. Like a lot of people don't know that the Ray-Bans, you could tell it to be your eyes, and it will literally walk you through the streets.
No fucking way.
A lot of people don't know that because I did it. I tried it. I said, be my eye. Hey Meta, be my eyes, and it literally walked me, told me everything that's in front of me.
Dude, we're gonna make a video on that. Playing paintball with the blind man meta glasses. We're making that video. Don't give a fuck.
Oh my god!
Turn 20 degrees. Pull the trigger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be
she
so
probably
funny.
gonna get confused.
The GPS and the glasses are like, bro, where the fuck are you at, dude? Danger sensed, danger imminent. You know.
Oh
And
god!
but okay, last but not least, Caden, what's the code word of the week, brother?
Code word of the week is going to be humble. Stay humble.
Stay humble.
Be nice to those around you.
Absolutely.
Always should love.
You genuinely never know what someone's going through, right? And I think that these past 2 episodes that we've had on here genuinely have kind of been that way. You can't judge a book by its cover. Like we were here, these past 2 weeks we have heard incredible backstories and incredible stories about incredible people. And how we can learn from them is by using a lot of that positivity to for our own influence and being that lighthouse for other people. Right? So stay humble. If you
Couldn't
made
have
it this
said it
far
better
in the
myself.
podcast, send us a message. Send Did It Hurt a message. Put it in the comments, DMs, whatever it is. Stay humble. You know? And thank you guys for making it this far. This is from the Sidelines podcast, minus Brando, but we got my boy Caden. Thank you for being here, Caden. One of my great co-hosts, one of my best friend, easily. And shout out to Did It Hurt Paul Binion, brother.
Yeah.
Love you, brother. If you genuinely ever need
Love you
anything,
too.
we have your back, right? Community,
All right.
not competition. So if you're listening to this, we love you guys. Have a great night. Bye.